And hello, everybody.
Hi.
Happy Saturday. Yeah. I was listening to Ian tell the story, and then I stopped paying attention to the intro, and now here we are. Anyways, happy Saturday, everybody.
Hey.
We are Hard Knock Dice. My name is Jonesy, your dungeon master, your dungeon master for the evening. And these beautiful people around me are your heroes for the evening, my best friends. Today we are going to continue across Eberron, but before we do, as always, we're raising money alongside Extra Life. Fucking the ! Charity in the chat. If you go click on that link, you can donate some money. We're raising money for the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. So go be a hero, go save some kids, go do a really great thing, and open your hearts and wallets to a really great cause. So, is that it? Any announcements? Anything cool happened this week? No? No?
I killed my entire party in 3 hours by accident. I just kept rolling 20s. I feel terrible. Shame me. I apologize.
Good job.
Yeah, that's why I don't do session zeros, because the next week you play, you might just all die.
Nice.
Right. All right. So, if we got nothing else, let's hop right into it. Our heroes, after the saving the city of Aether, almost said Korth. You haven't saved Korth yet.
What?
After saving the city of Aether from one Yidril, an incursion of an undead army, our heroes find themselves invited to the capital of Karnath, Korth. In the center of this metropolis area, there's a lot of things that unfolded, a lot of RP that happened last session that you really need to go back and watch if you didn't. I can't really summarize it all into words, so you really need to go check it out. However, our just to try to sum up some things, our party was introduced to a new automaton that Milo had built, and in his disappearance, Otto is now on board with the Shining Vanguard, a automated battle platform who has been making his way through the Shining Vanguard and introducing, or I would say introducing himself, but really he already knows all of them. So yeah. Anyways, going through a bit more, Gandalin and Crowley set out on the city to look for one Pietro Rudic, finding out that he was an employee of the state of some sort, but could not be located otherwise. So they left a message for him, which was not responded to in kind. They resurrected their friend Artyom, who had fell in Aether, bringing him back beyond the brinks of death after a pretty terrible bargain was made in order to do so. And after doing that, Artyom professed his love for Erish, and we went from there. Yeah. So
that didn't happen.
It 100% did.
Well, it didn't happen.
You're gonna confuse the viewer. Stop.
Stop
No,
fucking with me.
You go watch the VOD. And we ended the session with Artyom and Erish, or Erish rather, showing Artyom finally after a whole bunch of fucking sessions, like 50 fucking sessions of giving Artyom a candle and saying to light it up when he went to sleep. Artyom just never did, and attempted to make a symbol out of this candle. Erish stopped him and showed Artyom how it worked when Artyom fell asleep. A Kalashtar, typically not able to dream, found this odd dreamscape in Erish's mind, and they went exploring through this place. We're going to wake up the next morning, the day of the event, the feast that the king is holding in honor of our heroes, not just our heroes here, but all of the heroes of Aether. When you do wake up, Artyom, Erish will take the candle, place its cap back on it, put your hands around it and say, "Please do keep this safe. It is a direct pathway into my mind. I trust you with this."
Absolutely. I won't let anything happen to me.
Just a nod. So I will turn it over to you, Shining Vanguard. You have just a few hours here. If there's anything that you wish to do before. If not, we can fast forward through the day.
2 levels of exhaustion? Me?
3 long rests. Yep.
Okay.
2 levels of exhaustion for you right now.
Okay.
You should be familiar with this song and dance. You've been dead already. You died once earlier.
So, you'll look around. The city is bustling. There are, especially near the lightning rails area, where a lot of the, just quickly walking by that area, you'll see tons of soldiers and even familiar faces from Aether. Sort of hopping off of the lightning rails here and just looking around the city and finding their way out. It seems like people are in the streets of Korth, like on the sidewalks and stuff, cheering them on as they start walking up towards the castle proper where this feast is going to be held. So, all right. I was going to make sure no one wanted to make any sort of preparations or anything. Or what's everybody wearing here?
Just for before we get too much further,
Sure.
What was the name of the special elemental wood rod that we purchased?
Got it.
Riesian. Risian.
Yes.
Riesian pine.
Imbued wood focus, Resian.
It's from the plane of ice, is what it is,
Frosted.
essentially.
I would like to propose dumping weapons in the bag of holding once more. Just in case.
Okay.
Walking stick.
Not interrupted you, Cody. What'd you say?
I was gonna say, in that case, Otto would probably be spending the time prior or immediately after acquiring that into integrating that into his bolter, i.e. turning it into his bolter, using it as his focus. But
Gotcha.
I figure narratively that probably will require some work on his part. So
Okay.
Oh shit, he's got an ice bolter?
ice augmented bolter now.
Sick.
So this event we're supposed to be. I'll do it in character. So in this event, we're supposed to be heralded as great warriors and stuff, but we're not supposed to look the part. So not come in shiny armor or anything like that. Just casual wear.
I would think not. I would think that you would probably want to look the part of a hero, so probably not casual wear.
All right,
You're
great.
going to meet the King of Karnath. That seems like a big deal.
Well,
Probably the clothes we had for that.
thing. Casual wear as in not something that you would use for battle. Just clothes, not armor.
Unfortunately, I do not think my father's formal wear will fit me.
We could get you a nice sash or something.
Excellent.
He's gold and white as it is.
Yeah, he looks very fancy.
Could have
Strikes
a
a
gold
pose glinting.
or white sash on top of it. You could use some fabric.
Sure.
Gosh, is gonna pull out the old faithful fancy dress
Old Faithful. That
she wore when she was
What?
with Swanty that last time. If you
Sure.
recall.
Gandalf doesn't know anything nicer than that, so he's going with.
We can go shopping if we need to get some things. It'll be fine. We've got plenty of gold.
Double checking what the tool proficiencies I have are. I got a lot.
do you have
You have the seamstress kit.
an auto sew? Auto, his purpose is doom and destruction, but he's also a tailor.
He has tinker's tools. I don't know if they have a tailor's kit.
I think it's called a seamstress kit, if I'm not mistaken.
I can tell you what it is because I have it on air. Everybody's making fun of me for my embroidery.
Autos-
now
autos here.
who's wanting?
Tinker Tailor War Machine.
It is they have weaver's tools is the closest you can get.
Weavers.
Yeah, they have weaver's tools.
I remember
I
a
checked a
seamstress
lot,
kit.
and I don't know why they don't have like other stuff, like like seamstress tools or anything.
I thought they did. I swear I remember something like that. But
Hey,
maybe
I
I'm
might
crazy.
have missed it.
I'm looking at the full list right now. They do not.
Huh.
Nope.
You can have cobbler's tools though. You can make shoes.
Hell yeah. Make me shoes that won't like break if I have to transform into something.
Possible. Magic shoes that they don't get absorbed. They just transform to the shape of like the feet of whatever you are.
Like an elephant with like
Imagine
cat-like
like
shoes.
a rock elemental wearing Tim's. Like, yeah.
Okay, so are we gonna get new clothes, or are we just gonna keep what we wore whenever we committed a bunch of terrible crimes, very publicly in another country?
Yeah, it was in another country. Dude, we
Keyword,
look the
it's
same.
another
We still
country.
are the same people. Like, and we're heroes now. What are they gonna do? Arrest us? Like,
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say, Otto never committed crimes in another country.
yeah, we have one
you
different
are
person.
a literal walking crime.
Only if anybody finds out he hasn't existed
Also-
for, since
Also,
last-
Otto didn't commit that crime. Milo
Sure,
did.
that's true. Arrest him for the crime of existing? That's fucked up.
Guilt of the parent.
Sins of the father. Yeah, that's fucked up. Anyway, I unless anybody else just wants to go shopping for new clothes, I'm perfectly content to wear the same nice clothes.
Eris, do you have formal wear? I mean, I know you always look fancy, but this is a chance to dress up really nice.
I can put on something nice if that's what we're going for. I didn't know if we were going for fashion or heroic.
I mean, if we want to put on, we're going to go there shining vanguard, then I think that we should wear our armor, look the part of big valiant heroes. We're supposed to be the display pieces, right?
You will be in the public eye.
Yes, fuck that. Wear your armor. Something's bound to happen anyway, right?
Do you think that is likely?
With our luck,
I think it's
probably.
wise to always
Are there-
assume it's likely.
Interesting.
Like flip up the sleeve of everybody attending. Any chainmail.
The Orients send their regards.
So, yeah. Is old Cue Ball going to be there? Is there a guest list so we can know who's going to be there yet? Can we track this down?
So we have no clue. All right, vote armor or nice wear. Got one for
Armor.
armor. Armor. I didn't hear what Kaushik said.
Armor.
Otto's not
Armor.
voting, so.
Yeah, Otto doesn't get to vote. He is literally a child.
He's also literal armor.
He also is literal armor, so that makes a lot more sense. So far, we got 3 for armor.
Don't you have hand-me-down studded leather? We could go get you some really nice studded leather. Too.
I just have whatever studded leather it was that Crowley had at the start of the campaign. I think.
So Gandolin's rocking some probably red and purple studded leather armor right now.
Don't know.
Is Crowley going to appear as Crowley, or is he going to appear as the General Sergeant, whatever?
I'm a general sergeant now. That's amazing.
Major Yuri.
Major. Okay.
Major Yuri will be making his appearance. As far as they know, there is no Crowley in the Shining Vanguard, and we're going to
Yes.
keep it that way.
Perfect.
Sure.
All right.
So it looks like armor is the winning vote.
Cool. Erish, do you have really nice armor? We can go get you some armor. And get Gandalin some armor. That's probably better for sneaking if you're going to be using it for like that. I'm just going to assume it's bright red and purple until Crowley corrects me.
You are.
I'm going to let you
little
assume
bit
what you
quiet.
wish to assume. Because it's funnier for me until I tell the DM.
Maybe Gorm can find some new armor too.
We tried that already.
Yeah,
You
you
can
guys
try
looked around
again.
for armor, and it seems like the stores of armors as well as weapons have been kind of grabbed up in the meantime. There There hasn't been a lot of news gathering information, but I'm gonna say from the people that were just out on the town. I'm getting hella echo. Oh, okay, that was weird. From the people that were out on the town last time, just sort of things heard around the city would have been, there was a couple of attacks on Reckonmark and up the river onto Korth as well. Smaller attacks that caused them to bring most of the active forces out of Aetur and the further inland areas into the major cities and away from Aetur. Seems like Ghidral had plans for smaller bits of undead to draw away forces away from Aetur. So they were ready for a fight here, which never came because of you guys.
I see.
Good for them. Good for us.
Yeah.
I was about to
Good
say,
for everybody.
What you talking about?
So if it is,
We got what we got, fellas.
All right. I'm sorry. What was Erish's response about having nice armor?
he just sort of I can dress up and bring my shield and glop maybe.
Did we ever establish who named Glop? Was it Mop?
Mop. Erish would have told you Mop named glop.
Perfect. I love that.
Awesome. All right. I mean, some people's armor looks nicer than others. And by some, I
Some
mean,
people's armor is freshly painted.
yeah. Otto's
has-
armor looks nice.
Crowley's looks immaculate.
Crowley, you have illusory armor, so that's cheating. But yes.
There's no such thing as cheating, just winning.
Kaushik is going to make sure that before this this event, she uses her mending, and if she has to, she'll use her prestidigitation to clean up a little bit.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Make sure her armor looks the best that it possibly can, even though she's been wearing it for a while now, and it is a bit worse for wear. It will be as presentable as it possibly can be. Little shining here and there, shines and buckles.
And
Fucking...
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
You said that event was tonight,
It is today. It's starting during the day.
starting there today. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I believe Gorham's wasn't Gorham's formal wear like nice armor. It's like fancy stuff for his armor.
It was his
Anyway.
armor plus I think a cloak.
Like a mantle or something. He was swagging anyway.
Right.
Nice. All right.
All right. You guys begin your way there if there's nothing else that you want to do.
I do want to say one thing, just a little flavor. Before the event, Kaushik is going to try her best to mimic the hairstyle in which Dario did her hair that one night.
Yeah.
Just the nice little braided back, little.
Yeah, absolutely. Take some time, the same way it did with when Dario did it, but
Should I roll for
absolutely.
it?
No. I mean, it's your hair. It's just a matter of spending time and doing it. There's nothing.
I will
No
spend as
roll
much time as
necessary.
it takes to get it as close to perfect as it was.
Gotcha. Everybody functional, but also handsome and or beautiful, whichever adjective you prefer. We got a pretty bunch of heroes right here.
Hell yeah. I'll shave. Get some wax and
Whew.
wax up. Not trimmed. Not like
Oh.
clean shaven.
Oh.
I was like,
say,
go
woo!
down the art.
No.
Archie face is about to be a little chilly.
Get some wax on all those thorns, make them look shiny.
All right. You guys head out. Nilbo is coming with you. He is dressed in House Lyrandar formal wear.
Hey.
He is accompanying you, though. Also invited to the event. But as you guys begin your walk up to Crownholm, where the king stays. Yeah.
We gotta get Bill in there.
Okay. Bill will come along with you.
If we gotta get him extra former weller, we'll have to get it. We'll have to go. He's a part of the crew.
I'm not gonna lie to
Bilbo's
you.
going. Bill's definitely going.
He's the one who needs the sash.
Yeah, he needs the sash for sure.
He's wearing clothes.
Yeah.
Oh
Let
god
me
damn
see
it! Somebody his
something.
clothes.
Real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Kaushik is going to wear Dario's jacket
Okay.
for this. You haven't put it in the.
I haven't put it
yet.
on your character sheet yet because I'm a bad DM.
Then Kaushik will not wear his jacket if it's not in the sheet. so.
I can copy and paste the description for it. I have it in my notes. I just haven't put it in D&D Beyond.
Okay. Fine. Guess.
I guess the first time I see Kaushik in Dario's coat,
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably give her a weird look.
Oh yeah, he doesn't know.
I didn't even know he came.
Oh yeah. So, do you say anything, or are you just looking at me?
Oh, I mean, did Dario showed back up?
He did. He's no longer with us. Kaushik, it's sad. little tears welling up behind the eyes. Little lip poking out in a pout.
Otto will give you a hug.
Thank you. Tap, tap, tap. Tink, tink, tink. It's the sound of me patting the armor.
Yeah, well, I didn't know him for a long time, but he wouldn't want you to be sad, I'm sure. So let's go have a good time.
Right.
He was really good with the hair anyway. That looks nice.
Thank you. DM, do I look really cool in this jacket, though? Do I look swaggy? Am I like Gorm level swag?
With the combination of your armor and the reds, it's like goth noir. It's pretty badass. It looks pretty dope.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You start
All
monologuing in black and white.
We're all playing D&D and Kaushik's like playing Bloodborne or something.
Yeah, hey man, Bloodborne swag.
Yeah,
That's all
yeah,
I'm
it
saying.
is.
They got the drip.
It is.
The Shining Vanguard makes their way dressed to the nines down the street. You start following droves of people that you may have fought along the side of, at least spoke to maybe in the city of Atur. They are all, some of them active military, are being marched in front of you guys into Crown Home. The rest of them just sort of have found themselves in this funnel leading into Crown Home in a sort of parade. Each side of the street lined with citizens of Korth. Shouts, cheers, cries for Karnath, all out celebrating everyone here as you guys make your way into Crown Home. You find yourself in a large banquet hall. Tables, rows and rows and rows of tables. This place fills up immediately. You guys are sat down by attendees of this, and butlers are going around with food and drink and wine, and there is just, for as not opulent as Karnath is as a nation in whole, this is a feast, truly. You guys are being taken care of here, and so is everyone else around you. All of the soldiers that fought alongside of you, see some of them still in bandages, some of them on crutches even, but still here to meet the king. It's like a once in a lifetime opportunity for most of these soldiers in here. This meal will go along for some while, with various soldiers and people that recognize you coming up to you, giving you thanks, telling you that you saved me back there. Thank you. Specifically, one for Gandalin will come up to you and tap you on the shoulder. You'll recognize him as one that you met on the eastern wall. He'll look at you and say, "You delayed the undead from the city. You got us out of there." And he sort of looks over at a group of about 15 to 20 vets that were on the east wall with you, who raise a mug. "We owe you one. If you ever need anything, you call on us." Thank you.
God. Thank you for showing up. Being there.
Gives you a slap on the shoulder and goes back and sits down. The B team shows up, sits down beside you guys as well. Dressed in their, seem to have taken a wanna be heroic, but also dressed up a bit, with the exception of Madison, who is in her normal gear. Vibing. But
Whisper at Madison, "Don't cause any trouble with people while you're here."
she takes her hand on her coat, opens it up, and scratches the head of a kitten.
Fuck's sake.
And closes back, just maintaining eye contact with you the entire time.
Does Artyom see this?
If you want, she's not being sneaky about it. She is intending for Gandalin to see it after saying this.
Artyom will frown.
I just fucking look at me. I've aged literally 16 years since I met you. It's your fault.
You do look old.
Your fault.
You should moisturize. Takes a piece of chicken and starts to anybody else would be putting a piece of chicken in her pocket, but she's feeding a cat.
You gotta have pocket chicken.
Pocket chicken.
My favorite part about this is Otto does not know anything about her or the previous situation, because all that happened during the gap in his memories.
Mm-hmm.
Be like that.
Speaking of, speaking of, got about a month again until things get dicey.
Oh.
Not okay. Really, the time. Just kind of. Okay. Feast hall.
Feast hall. Everybody talking around her. Jeremiah and Agariel talking to each other. So, but yeah, sort of whispers that over towards you.
Yeah, just kind of okay.
All right. So, but you guys will see tons of familiar faces here. Yana will be around having a meal with veterans as well, around tables. But you'll see tons of people that you recognize from within Nighthold, that were on the walls with you guys, that were in the cities with you fighting. Tons that you recognize that you fall beside, and a significant absence of those that are not around as well. Eventually, the eating slows and the feasts happen, and entourage. You're right. This is very high energy music. Wait a minute. I don't want that. Let's go back. Let's try that. See what that sounds like. Eventually, the sort of elevated area in front of this large banquet hall, clearly made for royalty or for higher noble families, something of the sort, cleared of any tables, with the exception of a podium in the middle with a banner sort of draped down the middle with the sigil of Karnath on it, the head of the direwolf. And you start to see what residents of I say residents of, if your homeland is Karnath, you would immediately know the town guard. The town guard are called White Lions here. They're specifically like city soldiers. These are trained militant individuals, but it goes a little bit beyond that in the fact that these are folks that are sworn in, and when they do, they swear life to never have a family, to never own land, sort of deal. This is their job, and this is their life. You see a group of about 20 of them march up on the stage, stand at attention and ready to go. You see, after that, Josip Kuzmenko steps up and announces the king, King Caius III. King Caius Irwinar III is what he says in full. As he does, the king comes up with an entourage of people. Along with the 20 White Lions, you see the king himself, King Caius, he's a hair above average height, maybe 5'10" or 5'11", in dark plate armor that sort of gradients into red near the creases of the armor, with a long sword attached to his hip. Ganduin, knowing that Caius wasn't a warrior king in the sense, costume department deserves a raise because he looks every bit of the part right now. His hair, you can see it used to be dark, but it's now more salt and pepper, sort of pushed straight back, revealing his still there but receding hairline. He's very pale with deep set eyes that are dark purple. He's accompanied by his wife, Etragani Weirdum, who wears a dark red dress wrapped tightly around her, except for at the feet where it sort of flares out. Small silver, maybe platinum chains threaded across diagonally with the fabric of the torso, almost looking like chainmail. Jesus Christ. You made me lose my spot with that one. almost looking like chainmail. She's got platinum blonde hair braided up into a bun, with a pretty face, and makes you not sure if she is 25 or 60. With vibrant green eyes. And then behind both of those two, separated from the rest of the guard, the White Lions. Clearly not a White Lion, as he is in fiery orange and red armor himself, full plate. You'll see, love it when I lose my place, a blazing red and orange armor and a helm matching the color that obscures his face, with the exception of a large fiery red beard. He stands there with a great sword on his hip, standing almost a head taller than any other guard on the stage currently. Standing immediately behind them, after announced, King Caius takes the podium. He looks at the crowd. Everybody just sort of gets quiet in the room after the announcement, the conversation dying down. But also, Caius, while maybe not a warrior, definitely has presence that you feel when he stands up in front of the podium and looks over the hall. Citizens, comrades, cons. Today we stand together as a united nation, proud and triumphant in the face of adversity. We have emerged victorious from a great battle against traitors who sought to tear us apart. But we have overcome their treachery with courage and determination. For too long, these traitors have plotted against us, seeking to weaken our resolve and our spirit. They thought they could defeat us. They were wrong. They underestimated the strength and resilience of the Karnathi people, and they paid dearly for their mistake. Our victory was not just a triumph of our military might, but a testament to our unwavering faith in our cause. We fought with honor, with valor, and with steadfast determination to defend our homeland and our people. We emerged triumphant with our heads held high. Today we celebrate this victory. But we must also remember the sacrifices that were made to achieve it. We honor the brave soldiers who fought and died on the battlefield, and we pay tribute to their families and loved ones who have endured so much. We also honor the resilience and courage of our people who stood firm in the face of adversity and refused to back down. Now, as we move forward, we must remember the lessons of this great victory. We must never forget the importance of our unity, of determination, and of unwavering faith in our cause. We must continue to defend our nation and our people against all those who seek to harm us. So let us stand together today, proud and victorious, knowing that we have overcome our enemies and emerged stronger for it. Let us continue to work together to support one another and defend our great nation. And let us never forget the courage and sacrifice that have brought us together in this moment. Long live Karnath! And with that, the crowd also shouts back, long live Karnath. King takes his leave for a moment, disappearing into the backs. A few moments after that, you see Yosef Kuzmenko come up to you specifically in the Shining Vanguard. Shining Vanguard? Your presence is requested in the royal parlor. I will take you there. Please follow.
Okay. I'm hoping these are like big open hallways through the palace.
I mean, you are in a very large room, but yeah. I mean, where you're going right now, so the area that if you're following, it will take you upstairs in an area that sort of looks above this banquet hall, sort of like banded glass that looks over here, but it's like wavy, so you're not able to really see what's going on down below, or vice versa, really. But the hallways that lead up there are fairly wide. I assume you're talking about large enough for a large creature, such as maybe an elemental. And yeah, sure.
Well, Bill.
Oh, Bill.
Bill.
You will get to, like, the doors into the banquet hall are massive and allow tons of people in at the same time. I will say that the hallways and stuff are the hallways that Bill can go through. But as you get to the door of this room where Yosef Kuzmenko walks in, it is just a normal sized door. Bill looks at it and says, I mean, I could treat it like the airship, just give the good running start.
I feel like that would go over poorly.
The clothes, you don't want to ruin your clothes. And I'll just kind of push on up next to Kaushik and get more alcohol. They hold you over until we're back. Don't worry, it's probably going to be super boring anyway.
Okay.
Can we not shrink him?
I mean, we could, but I don't know. I don't like being in places with a bunch of people who have a bunch of money. What?
That's fair.
Get only a mildly confused look from Otto, who would not understand why.
Give it time.
I want to conserve magic in case something ridiculous happens.
Is that not what the guards are for?
Oh,
Are there guards like right here?
Well, I meant like throughout the castle.
I mean, I'm asking.
You do see two white lions on either side of the door.
Yeah, right. These guys will keep Bill safe, I'm sure.
That makes
question.
sense.
Yeah.
Do the White Lions have any kind of like reputation that Gandalf would know of?
Yeah, I mean, I would say so. They are very much the enforcers of the city. They are not seen as kind by most people, but typically most people, I mean, that are police rarely look kindly on the policing force. So I'm gonna say is Gandalf would have probably heard. I mean, heard. See, White Lions are specifically to Korth.
Right.
I don't know if you would have heard specifically about the White Lions or if Gandalf would have just been like their guards, right? And like
That's fair.
Carnathi guards are corrupt by nature, so you can kind of
There you go. Just like they're fancier.
yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
For the record, every single like staff member or servant or guard that Otto has been past, he's going to be aggressively friendly. Like, this food is delicious. My olfactory sensors have informed me of this when the food was brought to the tables for the feast. Any like staff or servants passing by, this castle is beautiful. Thank you for having us as your guests. Passing a guard, thank you for keeping us safe. We appreciate your efforts.
Is it sarcasm I hear?
None.
Bonk.
Otto, you get the forced indifference that Gandalf showed you when he first saw you.
Matters not at all to Otto's behavior.
The lowest history roll would give you that this town, this city, was sieged by Kyrie about 15 years ago and was like Warforged brought down these walls that are around it. So while it may be going unnoticed by you, the rest of the party definitely sees like attendees and the like. Every time you speak to them, they are very purposely just sort of, while they are serving and accommodating because they have told to be to you, they are not very friendly in particular to you.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure like how much of a Warforged he looked like. I imagine he more just looked like a dude in armor most of the time, but even if they can tell he's a Warforged, it will not affect his behavior at all.
Gotcha.
These people are very quiet, he says to Gandalf. Is everyone in your country like this? I will accustom myself to your
Mostly.
cultural norms.
Okay.
You guys are
Well,
back in.
I don't know. Bill, do you want to come? I'll have to transform you into an animal. You'll probably, lose some mental capacity for a little while.
Go. No,
Okay.
I'm good right here.
Okay.
But hey, I see a fancy bottle. Grab me that one.
Jesus.
Is it in the place?
Yeah, as you guys are led into this royal parlor, you'll see it's a incredibly nice bar. There is like a couple of like Carnathi gambling games over to the side. Back in the back left corner of the room, there's just this solid piece of oaks, like Carnathi oak, serving as a bar with and while it's not very flashy or opulent, you can tell anybody who's been around money ever can tell that everything in here was handpicked and is quite expensive. Like the stone the pieces of like the game pieces are stone and marble. You see the bottles and stuff on the shelf are like 20 and 30 years old at the youngest. So you're looking around at very nice things and with very comfortable seating around here. But yeah, Bill points to the back wall and says, grab me one of them.
I'll see what I can do. You got it, buddy.
Oh God.
How heavy do those bottles look?
They look like a standard like handle of liquor, bottle sized.
Okay. Gotcha.
Kiss a fifth.
With a bartender in front of him.
I mean,
serving drinks. Who does
Gotcha.
ask you? Dressed very sharply as you guys come in, sort of white glove looking kind of guy. older gentleman with like a pencil mustache. What can I get you today?
Do you have to pay for it?
No, this is complimentary.
That bottle.
Would you like me to pour you a glass, please?
And
He
you
brings
sneak
it
the
down,
bottle.
and before you answer, he pours you a glass and pushes the glass over, putting the bottle back.
All right. Are the doors still open?
Yosef Kuzmenko is like coming into the room, is beginning to close the door behind him. You're gonna do something, you better do it now.
Hey, wait. I'm just gonna ease the. Here you go. I'm just gonna hand the
glass
out
over to
the
Bill.
Yeah, it's the best I can do. These people don't like giving out bottles.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Could I help? I'm dying if you need something. Actually, don't say that, I might cry. Just say help, I need help, and then I'll bust through the door.
Oh God.
I'll give him a kiss on the top of the bill. I'm like, I'm not gonna die anytime soon. Promise.
Yusuf Kuzmenko shuts the door behind you. You guys find yourself in comfortable seating around here, being served drinks and like other sorts of like just like finger-sized desserts and stuff like that. Yosef Kuzmenko gives you all a nod and says, "Someone will be with you momentarily. Please let our staff know if you need anything." And he walks out.
Well, this place seems really nice. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm, like a cynic or anything, but I see all this expensive stuff and it just makes me kind of annoyed that, how many people could be helped out with this kind of money. If it's a celebration, I don't need to bring the mood down. Let's just, put as much of this alcohol to good use as we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
A glass of whatever the most expensive liquor the bartender says they have. Like, whatever cost the most, glass of it.
Very well, sir. Pours out this like crystal twisted glass, like the bottle of it is an artwork.
Looks
in and of
fancy.
itself. Yeah. Tastes like
Hell
shit,
yeah.
but it's fancy.
This is terrible.
It's
I'm gonna sit back and go, that is terrible, and I'm gonna try to walk away with the glass. I'm gonna drink it, but like that's awful. Anyway.
That's like pre-last war stuff. That's over 100 years old of what you're drinking.
Holy
right
shit.
now. But almost tastes like vinegar.
Ow, that's awful. So
Not
bad.
wanting to be left out, Otto is going to request a glass as well.
Oh God.
Bartender's suggestion. Whatever you think would be best. Something fragrant, preferably.
Hey, listen.
Hey, listen, buddy, I have an idea. And he turns around and grabs something for you. It's like,
Very high pitched voice for the bartender.
sorry, I had something stuck in my throat. Hey, listen, hey, listen. Reaches under the counter, grabs some motor oil, pours it in a glass for you. No.
You said we can't see through the window thing, like down into the banquet hall. Like it does not translate well.
Yeah, it's not like completely opaque or anything, but you can see like shapes and stuff moving, but it's very distorted. It's like looking through real old glass, but it's like made to be that way.
Gotcha.
It's made to really just kind of allow the natural light of the banquet hall into this space without having people like looking up at you.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Suspicious.
The design of the room is suspicious.
Yes.
Oh, and then I should tell you about the floor spikes. After a few moments, unless there's any other conversation that's wanting to be had.
Are there any other interesting people in the room?
No,
Or is it-
you guys are left alone in here with this
Oh, okay.
bartender at the moment.
I was just gonna say, Otto, upon the eventual receipt of his beverage, will basically be like, my olfactory sensors tell me that this is excellent. And then we'll just stand there holding his glass of liquor and occasionally smelling it.
This looks really pretentious.
I will lower my cognitive functions in accordance with the intake of the beverage.
Artyom's gonna ask Erish, like, just lean over. What the hell are olfactory sensors?
Olfactory. They are senses within your nose for smelling.
No. Hey, Otto, just say it smells good.
It
That's
smells good.
Yeah, there you go. So that's a mouthful.
Actually, I can't put any in my mouth at all. It would not accomplish anything.
It's very long words that make you sound arrogant.
He struggles with that for a minute.
He's fine. He's learning.
I know, but I'm just trying to help them out.
An extensive vocabulary assists with a more nuanced communication.
I agree, Otto.
Thank you very much.
We just sitting up here, yeah? No reason in particular.
I guess we're waiting to talk. This is a bartender. Is the king supposed to come talk to us? That's the plan, right? Or is this like a waiting room to go talk to the king or something? You said it was like the royal sitting area or something like that?
This is the royal parlor, sir. Yes, sir. But I don't know of the plans that they have in here. I simply do my job.
Are you... You can't be like a bartender here full time though, right?
I can, and I am.
Seems like a pretty cushy job.
You're not lying.
You must be incredibly talented if you are a bartender here, full time. You should be proud of your accomplishments.
Very much so.
Gannon was just gonna stand by the window and be vaguely on edge.
Okay.
Drinking his nasty liquor.
Yeah, despite all of Artyom's talk about enjoying all the drink, he is baby nursing like a single glass.
Gotcha. Sure, a few moments of letting you guys sit here. Maybe 30 minutes go by or so.
Oh, jeez.
Eventually, the back door that Yosef Kuzmenko went into, opens. Two white lions step into the room themselves, and behind them, King Caius here, Wynar, steps out. The third steps out from behind them, no longer in his plate or the red cloak that he was wearing on the back, but still in kingly wear with a simple crown on his head still. Steps into the room, looks around at you, and you see stepping in from behind him his wife Etragani that you saw on stage as well. And these names are for those that have lived in Karnath before or would know what's going on in Karnath. So if you don't think your character would know, it's fine. But I am throwing them out there for you to do what you will with them. And then following behind both of them, that same guard in the red and orange armor, who sort of leans down as he goes through the threshold and steps in behind them both.
That's a big guy.
King Caius, give you what's up?
Does the guy in the back look like he's like a half fire giant or something like that?
Aesthetically, yeah.
Okay.
Sort of.
Well,
I mean,
you
does
said
he
we
have,
can't
like-
see like any facial features, right?
Oh, okay.
Behind the
so it's
helm.
all, like,
Yeah, the helm
Okay,
covers pretty much everything, and you're getting a much closer look of this guy right now. If you're gonna study this guy, you can give me a perception check, see what you get.
Sure. Why not? 26. Hey,
26.
back to good perception.
Very nice.
Woo!
Very, very nice. Yeah, studying this guy, you're looking over him. This sort of massive red beard, just sort of almost like a lion's mane, is just pouring out of this helm. His helm covers his nose and his facial structure completely. But just sort of looking at behind the darkness of where the eye slits are, you look back behind there and you do see some just like dark red eyes. Though his hands are like my skin color. They're not tinted or anything. They're slightly orange-ish, but like not in a way that seems skewed.
Orange like spray tan orange.
Not so severe. Between me and Donald Trump, about halfway. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Gotcha.
Still within the realm of normalcy. How about that?
Okay. All right, fair enough.
He just might have some slight liver issues. That's all.
He eats a lot of carrots.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, also with the 26, you see that he is wearing thick, like plated armor that is in this same orange and red scheme. You see that he has a very large sword on his on his hip, as well as you see some like places for a bow to attach as well to his back, though he doesn't carry one right now. And make sure I'm not leaving anything out. Oh, and on his plate armor, he's got like a slight buckler that is on his armor, but it's like built into the armor itself, not a separate piece.
Right.
But yeah, coming in
Cool.
here, the King Caius does not leave it much silence into the room. He holds his hands out to you all. I am told you are the Shining Vanguard, and that you were instrumental in saving the city of Aetur. You have my gratitude and my thanks, and I wanted to see it that I met you all personally. And he holds a hand out.
Just to everyone?
To the first person towards him.
Who's the first person? Roll it.
Roll initiative.
Oh
nobody-
no, a higher dex means
Bardic is.
Nat one!
I give everyone inspiration.
Oh no, I got a natural 20. I didn't want to shake his hand.
Let's say, Jonesy, if everyone else hesitates, Otto will be the first to reach out and enthusiastically shake his hand. It is an honor to meet you, Your Highness. You have a beautiful wife and an impressive bodyguard. Thank you for having us.
You're very enthusiastic. It is wonderful to meet you. Your name is...
I am Otto. Automated Battle Platform, Mark III.
I will stick with Otto if you do not mind.
Not at all.
Wonderful. The rest of you.
Artyom, I'll go behind Otto. A little bit of a, all right, yep, shaking hands, cool. Kind of go on to the next person.
Major Yuri Eisenhoff. I had the privilege of bringing the Shining Vanguard to the city.
Yuri kind of looks you over. Shakes your hand.
Firm shakes.
Kind of looks you over. You brought them from the city from where?
Out in the wilderness where we first heard of, barking mosquitoes.
Big fly swatter.
Cut to the bartender squeaking on a glass from rubbing it too hard. My apologies.
You just chill, man. Out in the wilderness when we first came across where they saved me, and we found out the Vidro's plan.
Gotcha.
Expedition Force.
Can you give me a deception check?
I will absolutely give you a deception check.
Versus the kingly insight.
Just imagining him having like this true sight type kind of thing. Like, this is just a weird dude in a mask, though.
That'd be crazy.
Oh my god, I didn't realize I forgot my check went up, so 1 sec.
Should be plus
Yeah.
14 now, right?
Plus 15.
Plus 15.
5. 10-5.
33.
33. Awesome.
Close.
So it's
He
as
rolled a
easy as-
34.
Yeah, it's as easy as breathing, man.
So, Otto, Artyom, Major Yuri, We are thankful that you have brought the Shining Vanguard to us then. It's a pleasure to have you here.
I'm only doing my duty, sir.
The rest of you? No need to be shy here. You are among peers.
I guess I'll introduce Harrison.
Insight check that.
Sure.
Fucking peers. I just want to see if he believes it when he says like how how much of that is just him trying to be like, yeah, you guys are so cool, fucking losers, 19.
19. I mean, he is clearly trying to put the three people that are very hesitant on walking up to him. He is saying something to try to placate whatever might be happening, but
Gorham will walk up and shake his hand. I'm Gorham, son of Garum of Clad Andron, the Hammer of Vengeance. It's a pleasure, Your Grace.
I will stick to calling you Gorham, or would you prefer the full name?
Just Gorham, Your Grace.
It's a pleasure to meet you. From Clan Andron. It's in the Holds, correct? Krona Peak, specifically.
Correct.
It's a pleasure to have you on. I have a great many deals with House Mororon on. I believe they are on friendly terms with you.
Aye.
Ganon will stiffly just Your Grace.
Your name is?
Gandalf Rin.
Gandalf. This is a Carnathi accent, I hear. Gandalf.
Smallest nod.
I had heard that he does not let go of your hand.
Oh shit.
I had heard the Shining Vanguard had a Karn amongst their ranks. Other than Major, you're here. Where are you from? Gandalf lets your hand go.
From Aetur.
Your hometown.
That's just a small nod.
Strong sense of duty and honor. Thank you.
Whoop.
And you, my lady.
Kaushik is going to kneel down before him. I am Kaushik.
Kaushik,
Head down.
please. Sort of like beckons you to rise.
Okay, I guess I'll rise.
Sticks his hand out to shake your hand just like the rest.
Does he not? Does he recognize me?
Does he recognize you?
Okay, sick. Handshake. Or whatever.
He doesn't say anything. It's a
Sick.
pleasure to meet you.
An honor, sir.
I am Caius Irvanon III, my name. King of Garnath. This, as he beckons back to his wife, it's Queen Etragani Weirdum. She sort of just gives you all a small bow, doesn't say anything, and sort of just looks the party over. Please, let's have a seat. I would like to speak.
Of course.
I will like you.
Thank you very much. I like you too, sir.
This is wonderful news.
The patience.
Is there any of the same kind of like forced civility? Like, does it seem like he's putting on the friendliness with Otto?
Give me an insight check.
Otto's not going to make an insight
Fuck.
check because he takes the king's word at
14.
face value.
With a 14, he's being friendly. There's nothing insidious or false that you can sort of get from it. the banter just seems to be very surface level. So, I should have someone like you in my presence. Your optimism, it gives me life.
That is incredibly flattering.
Well, I wanted to thank you again. Please, drinks around. And the bartender starts serving more drinks around. I would like to discuss matters of how you came to be in Aetur, how you came to know of Yggdrasil. I know only surface information that has gotten to my ears from my people in Aetur themselves. So, I'd like to hear more.
That is a story that Major Yuri here is most equipped to tell. And then Artyom will look at Crowley and in his brain goes, I have no fucking clue what your life's supposed to be, so please don't.
Locked.
don't
Nothing in and out.
Oh shit. Alright, well then that goes to nothing.
I was very fortunate to discover much of the Shining Vanguard, sir. Especially due to the fact that apparently with the Dwarven clans there was already some unfortunate business with Yggdrasil through Gorham over here, if you do not mind.
Yggdrasil killed my uncle and my brother. So I was after him to kill him.
This is when you stumbled across his plan for Aetur.
Each of them seemed to have been on a dogged mission to harass Yggdrasil as much as possible and fell into a much larger plot, sire.
I shall want to get a detailed account from you. From all of you. This is an unprecedented type of civil war here. And let's mince no words about it, that it's what it was. An attempted coup. So I owe you. Don't let your enthusiasm hold you back now. It hasn't so far. Speak.
Humans are
Yeah.
fractious and prone to conflict. It is unsurprising.
If you want to pay us back for helping you out, we're probably going to need your help quite a bit in the coming months.
My help.
Da. To get this short and sweet of it, because I know you're probably a busy man, Zoriat's coming to claim the material plane. Claim Eberron. And it's going to come in a few short months.
You'll have to forgive me. I am not brushed up on my arcane study of the planes. What is a Zoriat?
I will fill you in.
Oh, go right ahead, Otto.
And Otto will give him a probably overextensive, detailed, and objective explanation of what the plane of Zoriat is. Very academic.
He'll probably stop you in the first 3 sentences where you actually say what he needs to know. Plane of madness, lots of tentacles, terrible things. Oh, okay,
Right,
okay,
yeah.
okay, all right. So terrible, an invasion from another plane. Where?
Yes.
Right,
Well,
yes.
He said where? Where in
Oh,
here in the Karnath?
it will be in the whole country. It is something to wipe out the whole planet.
It will claim everything and everyone on this planet, yes.
From my understanding, sir, the Shining Vanguard has slowly been getting some allies to understand the significance of this entire invasion, and already have the aid of the Druids. Most of the Druids.
The Gashkala safeguard the seals that keep Zoriat at bay.
We do not have many Gashkala here in Karnath. If any. The ones that are on the fringes of the mountains.
They seem to be taking this very seriously, sire. So that alone is something to take note of.
I'm sure it is, but I am... Unless there is an invasion point where you can point or something that we can help defend, I am the king of Karnath and Karnath alone. I am not king of this continent, and if I were to mobilize troops, you could imagine how my neighbors all around me would react to such a thing.
I get that. I'm not asking you to, muster up the troops right now, but there are seals all over Corvair, where these incursions may happen. One manifests on near passage, where we know that there could be issues coming through, and the best thing we can do right now is have a king's aid in making sure the other nations are aware of what's to come.
Surely, if you were to communicate with your peers and national leaders across the continent, they would listen to a noble leader such as yourself.
Oh, I do need you around me, not for too long though, lest I get to thinking like that. No, this is probably not the case. In all actuality, I mobilize troops to help someone else. I get invaded from the north if someone is from the south. I mobilize troops to the east. I get invaded from Ayundare to the west. Thrain steps across our rivers, invades. This is the nature of it.
That would be unwise on their behalf. Cooperation is the only way to make it out of this alive.
Well, depending on how things go the next few months, I don't think... Maybe you can have your troops mobilized, and when their back doors are being ripped open by beasts of madness, they'll be more accommodating to your troops crossing lines on the map. Anyway, today's not the day for mobilizing troops, but you should research and understand what is coming.
I will do so, which means I will need information, as much as you can provide. We do have the Tower of the 12 here. They can look into it.
What is the Tower of 12?
Give me a history check.
Boop, boop, boop.
Just straight history.
6.
Okay.
Nice.
To say, he goes to explain that the Tower of the 12 is where 12 very powerful mages, where 12 very powerful mages study, but they have like an entire school, and school is a kind of a loose term for what this place is. It is just a massive practicing place of study for everything arcane.
Correct. Gotcha. All right. We heard tales of an ex-member at one point, I believe.
Yes, you did actually.
Yeah.
Milo, and I think Milo told you about that. That Mordain used to be part of the Mordain used to be part of the 12.
Yep. We contemplated going to wherever we thought he may be to ask him questions about Zoria.
Never mind.
We know
that he was.
The Shining Vanguard knows
Oh,
see. Than players.
Yeah, I don't want to go to some crazy kook's mad flesh tower. That sounds like a real bad time.
You don't know what that place is, and you don't know.
Right.
My Mordain might just be a dude in the woods.
Yeah. He could just be like...
What if he's really cool?
The elven version of Anthony Bourdain. He's just...
Hey!
He just has a big teleportation device. He goes to different places and just eats a lot of really great food.
That'd be awesome. That's a good idea for an NPC.
That would be very helpful if we could maybe even either aid or find out if they have informations there that your histories of Zoriat from the past.
I will go ahead and tell you. Right now, your chances of speaking to the 12 next to 0. I have a hard time getting an audience myself. They are within my borders, but they are also beyond them. If you understand my meaning.
There. Sure.
I do not.
Their power is so immense that they cannot be contained by any such lines drawn on a map, as your friend Artyom here put it.
Thank you for your explanation.
So, well, I mean, maybe a letter from the king might at least reach one of their ears to let them know their existence could be coming close to an end.
Their response time can waver sometimes. What I will do is reach out to them, let them know that the Shining Vanguard has requested an audience. And perhaps when they are ready to meet with you, if they are ready to meet with you, they will. But it will have my name on it. You'll have my backing to speak with them. I would like, in the next time that you're here, where are you staying in the city, by the way?
We have an airship.
Right.
It's kind of
The one airship
over the
that's up
Nilba.
I'm alone. It says, thank you for House Lyriandar's services. Wonderful. You are staying on your airship in the city?
It's a very nice airship.
No. Ridiculous. No. What do you go? Go get someone. He sort of just reaches behind him and talks to the bartender, who turns around and goes into the door in the back. You'll stay here in the castle tonight. My treat.
Okay.
So, we have a villa on the 16th floor. It is very nice. You'll be taken care of.
All fucking castle. Oh.
You'll be taken care
We
of.
have-
You'll have great meals. The same, better
We have
than what you
pets and a
have here.
child to attend to. So.
You have what?
Bill
in the
can
child?
go get Mop.
Bill is-
Pets, aka Bill.
Bill's right out of this side of the room.
Bill's here.
Okay.
He's right outside
Mom
of the
is just
door.
on the
Did we
airship
leave
by
Mop?
himself. Ah!
Surely we brought Mop with us,
We
right?
got him a babysitter, right?
He's having a Home Alone situation. He's fighting off House Orion fucking agents.
Oh shit.
It's a goblin,
Eris
a
just has,
dragonfly,
like, a
and a
little
pile of mud.
papoose.
Let's go. Or wax.
He's got a little backpack that he's got Mop.
Harris did not bring the baby Bjorn to this situation, though he has made one for Mop. He is holding Mop's hand currently, though.
Aw.
That's so cute.
You'll stay in the villa tonight. There is no need. How big could your rooms be? What, 20 by 20 at most? No.
RTO starts to be like the night. Never mind. It's just like-
Otto will immediately spout out the exact dimensions of the bedrooms on the ship.
They're smaller than 20 by 20, I
Is it-
believe.
Is it in meters? 5 by 10 meters?
Feet, Your Highness.
Look of pity washes across his very rich face.
With humble people, we don't eat much.
Ooh.
Yeah, or mostly.
Tonight you will sleep in luxury as a gift.
I do not sleep.
Good timing. Well, you will rest, stand more easily. Oh, thank you. Someone
Thank you
comes
very
in,
much, Your Highness.
handing him some things. Specifically, hands him some folders you see walking through, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Gaina, when you recognize this person immediately from a vision, he has stark white hair and a widow's peak.
I am
Slightly
staring
older,
at him.
slightly older face. Crowley, you would get a beat or two after Gandwin, as Gandwin has shown you this face in a minor illusion before. Comes in holding some folders, like some leather folders, and hands it down to the king as he's sitting there. He says, "Pietro, wonderful timing. Thank you." And Pietro takes some leather pouches and hands them off to another servant. And
Do-
go ahead.
Does Artyom recognize that name from the? Letter?
You would recognize the name Pietro, but that's all he says is
Okay.
Pietro. So if you think our team would instantly connect those two things, maybe.
I
That's up to you.
sure. Let's see.
Gotta roll.
How many Pietros are there in the world?
Oh
I mean-
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Gandalf probably visibly pales.
That's what I was gonna do. Is like, what is Ganduin looking like in this situation? Like, oh,
just staring at that dude.
That dude does not look any of you in the eye. Pietro goes around, he hands the folders to him. He hands this like other platter with leather satchels on top of it to another servant who begins handing them out to you individually. You all get a leather pouch of 3,000 gold. To which King Kai says, a paltry sum, but we need resources right now to help with the rebuilding of Aetor, so I hope you understand. Along with this, though, as a thank you, country of Karnath would like to give you a keep, a parcel of land here in Karnath, somewhere for you to call home, allies of our nation.
That would be very convenient. I could make a most excellent lab if we had a static base of operations.
Well, he hands the folders over to the first ones that grabs them. We have a choice of 3 here. And quick look through will give you a north of Reckonwood, which would be like an oceanfront beach side sort of deal. The second one would be and these are as you're looking through them, and there's like marked on a map but also a deed to land. There is one that is mountaintop in the Ice Top Mountains, and there is one that is lakeside next to Lake Dark, all in Karnath. If you do look on your map, you'll be able to see where those locations
Yeah, so
are.
wait, we had the Reckonwood,
North of the Reckonwood,
north of the
that's
Reckonwood.
on that beach to the north.
Gotcha.
okay.
Then you had Mountain View, which is in the Ice Top Mountains,
Gotcha.
and then Lakeside, which is right next to Lake Dark.
Oh. I see. Which of these sounds easier to dock an airship?
Well, in character and out of character, I don't know jack shit about any of these places.
Me
but,
neither.
but Lake Dark seems like it's got the most going on with whatever Irontown is nearby, and it's also really close to Corona Peak. It seems like a pretty decent place to go.
Corona Peak.
Corona Peak, excuse me, not Corona.
Town's from a studio.
Woo!
Don't worry about it.
On COVID Peak.
Oh no.
I went with alcohol.
If you need
Yeah.
time to think on this, you'll have time. You can make your decision overnight as you speak on it. This is perfectly fine. Pietro, after handing that ballast to the king, and leaves.
As he's leaving, I'm just gonna still like staring holes in the back of his head. I say, "Your Grace, I would have words with your aid." Like staring at Pietro,
With Pietro?
if you would allow me.
Sure, Pietro. You can catch up to him.
Stand up and I'm just fast speed walking out of the room, following Pietro.
Gotcha. We'll cut that scene right there, and we'll go back to our group right now.
This has been very generous. Thank you so much, Your Highness.
Of course. This is the least I can do for Heroes of Aetor.
You'll have lovely property, Shining Vanguard. You have to invite me from a tour sometime.
Yeah, absolutely. You can make it the home away from home.
Surely retirement must be in the cards soon here, Major.
What do you say? Can you say that again?
So surely retirement must be in the cards soon.
One doesn't like to think of it, but after everything that has happened, yes, sir. It seems to be coming to that.
What are your plans?
I sort of wish to remain in Aetur and help with the rebuilding. I saw much death there, and I think the people could use my help.
I can imagine you've seen a lot of death in your time.
What I saw that day was a different kind of death.
It's something else to see your people slaughtered by the hands of your own.
There is that, yes, sire.
So,
As Major Yuri eats popcorn.
Little peanut bar peanuts.
Cornetti popcorn, best popcorn.
Amazing.
There is a place, I love it. It is a dirty little secret that I love. Boris's hot sausages are.
I
Top tier.
fucking knew it. I fucking knew it.
I might retire by some stock there. I don't know. But
That
as you
might
know,
be able to be worked out should you come to work for me here.
is that so? That is quite generous of you, Your Highness. I am not a man of means. I have known the military all my life. But it is, as always, it is a pleasure to serve. I would have to think on it.
Very well. Consider it. The offer is there.
Thank you, Your Highness.
The king will continue talking with you for a little bit here. He won't stay a long time, but he will stay some minutes with you. If there are any other conversations that you wish to hold with him, or his wife, or his oversized bodyguard.
I guess to move things along, I would like to at least try to. I understand that he is a king and he knows how politics work, but to try impart the possibility of 7 nations united against an opposing force could mean a lot of maybe mended bridges from the war.
I agree with you. I think so. The problem comes in when people get involved, unfortunately. No one wants to secede power. No one wants to lose money. There are forces. With the power that I hold and the riches that I hold, some I do not hold a candle to. And you will see the slightest glimpse over at Nilbo and then back to you.
Right. I'm not saying, we have a new king of the 7 nations, just maybe a little bit more trust. Maybe remembering the time you helped each other out more than the time that you hurt.
Right. I think this will be improbable, but if you can convince others that you are here to help, as you have me, then it is a possibility. I don't suppose you have such a blueprint on how to create such an agreement. Thronehold was nearly a disaster in and of itself. Only signed because of what happened. So unless we want to have another morning, then I am unsure of which path to go.
Surely the leaders of the world would have the wisdom to join together against such a unifying threat. To do otherwise would be foolhardy.
Right. Have you, Otto, are you familiar with the story of the Talenta dodo bird?
Would that be history or nature?
The what?
Give me either or.
They're the same, dirty 20.
30-20.
Shit.
Yes.
Nice.
I'll say that you probably have a very like historically accurate recalling of
Yeah.
the Talenta dodo bird, but maybe the point that he's trying to make might
Right.
not get across to Otto. But it's
He will
like,
begin.
yeah, go ahead.
Say when asked, he will begin spouting off like scientific knowledge about the Talenta dodo bird.
Right, and where are they now? Extinct.
He will extinct. Yeah, he'll give you all the same answers. They are no longer around.
Right. Things will kill themselves in time if you'll let them. I fear that is the same nature of humans. Eventually, we will be our own demise.
I would like to work against that.
Wouldn't we all? You're muted whenever you said whatever you just said.
Ah, shit. I just said, you're here.
Okay. We will cut that scene there. And our camera will pan to a few moments before Ganwin running through the door after Pietro, who's now walking in this hallway away from this bar area, in a quick pace, in a quick walk, away from you. There is not a chance in hell that he is going to escape you.
Good.
There's just not
It's
a shot.
it just turns into a kung fu chase scene in the middle of the palace.
But
Parkour and everything.
you will see some advisors and stuff, like you'll have to like check shoulders with some of them who give you an odd look as you're going through. Yeah, just sort of pushing past
Fuck
them.
them. Fuck them.
Pushing past all these advisors, you eventually do catch up to Pietro. What would you like to do?
Once I'm able to catch up to him, just Mr. Rudick.
Just sort of pauses.
Told you I wasn't dead.
I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about.
Sure you do.
He turns to face you.
Come on, man. You got to see some resemblance. I am my father's son.
What is your name?
Gandalwin Wren. Son of Bastian and Gwendolyn.
Gandalwin Wren was killed over a decade ago with his parents.
Really, wish somebody would have told me. I would have stopped trying so much. Who told you I was dead?
The same people that delivered the news of Bastian and Gwendolyn.
Which were?
Give me a quick insight check.
$19.
I mean, you have the facts to know this already, but I'm going to go ahead and let you know with that insight check, you recall the facts that he was the one, according to Valentina's letter, that dropped you off at Atur. He knows,
Right.
and he's lying to you right now.
Yeah, which is why I want to hear who he wants to tell me.
Yeah, and with that insight check, he sort of stammers a bit. I was told by runners.
Really? Because I have it from someone I think's fairly trustworthy that you left me in Atur after my parents died. Can't say I remember the event all that much due to,
Shut your mouth, boy.
Well, then perhaps
Get
we
out
can
of the
actually
hallway.
speak somewhere.
Follow me. And he turns around. Walks.
Follow.
He takes you to a small office. You can presume his as he walks in, and it's nearly a closet. It's not very big at all. But a small desk, some folders, files, and books around the room, sort of dimly lit. He closes the door behind you, though.
Speak.
Who are you?
I am Gandalwin Wren, the son of Bastian and Gwendolyn,
What color were your father's eyes?
They were brown like mine. You see,
When you were the ring bearer at their wedding, did you carry the rings of both or just one?
DM, unless this is a detail from elsewhere, I hadn't been born yet
Correct.
when my parents were. Okay. This was like, Kami, I'm just kind of aback a little bit. I'm pretty sure I may have been conceived, but I was not born at the time my parents were married.
Sort of sits back in a bit of realization and sadness for a moment. You can't be Gandalf.
Can the Nam?
No, you can't be.
Why is that?
Because if you are Gandalf, and if you are here,
Mhm.
and I have failed your father again. You just see tears well up, and he starts crying.
Befuddlement. My being alive is failing my father?
If you are here, then I am afraid you have just put a timeline on your own life. This is not safe to talk here. These walls have ears.
All right.
He turns to his desk, writes down on a piece of paper an address of a small village to the north of the city, and on it writes 11 p.m. on it and hands it to you.
Okay.
We will talk later.
I was gonna fold it up, put it in my pocket. This wouldn't have anything to do with the three witches, would it?
He covers your mouth. As soon as you say the three, he takes his hand and slaps it over your mouth.
I just kind of. Okay.
Not here.
Tap the pocket that I put the paper. Until then.
He is trembling at this moment. And just sort of backs away from you.
Just. All right.
We went to school together. If you need to tell someone in that room a lie.
Well, I hope not. Walk out.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Close the door behind you. You make your way back to the parlor.
I guess so. Actually, no, I'm just gonna. I wait my way back to the banquet hall.
Okay, the way you know goes through the unless you.
Oh, it goes. Went through two doors.
Well, so
He went through a separate door.
Right,
Okay.
he went through that back
Damn
door.
it.
So you're either going
Okay.
through the parlor or you're going through these hallways trying to find a way back.
God damn it! I
That's
don't
up
want to be
to
a
you.
room with that guy. I'll just stop the next individual I seem like. Hey, quickest way to get back to the banquet hall that is not through the royal parlor.
Who are you, sir?
on, man. Member of the Shining Vanguard. We're like guests of the king himself and all that.
Oh, wonderful. You can follow me. I'll show you. They're still in the royal parlor, I believe.
Banquet hall, please.
You can make your way through there.
What about elsewhere?
Let's see,
Alternate route, man. Come on.
Let's see if there's if this guy's feeling particularly friendly, and we'll show you an alternate route. Sure. Not like I'm busy, right?
Appreciate it. Top guy.
Brings you around and down into the first floor where people are still feasting and eating down here. The rest of the Shining Vanguard up top, is there anything else that you would like to do or say while you're in here?
Otto will probably just make very friendly small talk.
You guys are in front of the King of Karnat, so I want to make sure if you want to say something, now is the time.
I'm going to bring up how despicable the actions of the representative House Orion were when it came to evacuating the citizens of Atur. It hindered us greatly.
Yeah.
How very selfish of them.
They do not have a track history of very upstanding things. Unfortunately, their services are more useful than they are not most times.
I understand, but I merely wish to bring it up.
I am in agreement with you.
Those without the best interests of the populace in mind should not wield such power.
One more question on my end, Your Highness. Should I choose to work for you, what use could you have for an old expeditionary person like myself?
I would not have the details. I would probably assign you to some duties with the White Lions. Maybe not specifically guard duty, but consulting at the very least.
A great honor, Highness. I quit. Bye.
You need to turn your resignation into your leading officer, not to me, boy. Well, I am quite busy. There is still a lot to do. And he stands up. And if you got something to say it.
Yeah.
Stop holding your finger over your mouth and say it.
The disappearance of children throughout the countryside and the lack of investigation into it. What gives with this?
Yeah, I am unaware of such things.
It's happening all over. We were trying to investigate it until we had the end of the world come up, and then someone, hunting down dwarves from Clan Eberron, as it were, needing to put an end to that, foiling another plot along the way. Children being swallowed up by carnivals en masse.
Like carnivals.
We found a carnival in New Cairo. They were taking children into a little fun house, spiriting most of them away, and putting a spell over their parents to make them forget.
It is very odd.
It is very odd.
I have
Something
not
like-
heard of such things, but we can certainly discuss with our security and military about to see and get an update on this. I have not heard these things.
Okay, insight check.
Sure. Pull it up.
We don't trust royalty in this fucking
We
Skype
do
call.
not. We do not trust. Fuck. 8.
Why would we not trust royalty? Come on.
They have so much money. Obviously, they are trustworthy sources.
Obviously.
I mean, he seems to be on the up and up with it. And when he says that he'll look into it, he like makes note of it over towards really towards his wife that's sitting there and the queen, and just sort of nods his head. She gives a slow bow back to him when he does.
two other big aspects of this. These children appear to be in some way, shape, or form being put into dragon shards and being used as some sort of force of power, their souls or spirits, or however you want to phrase it.
Otto begins sweating profusely.
You have sweat glands too?
Nope. Magically
holy
produce
shit.
sweat.
These dragon shards were being transported on the House Orion train, which I'll be completely honest with you, Your Grace. That event that happened outside of Nusari was us, and the explosion that happened was because of these dragon shards.
Oh shit, terrorists, arrest them!
I had heard of such events outside of New Cairo, inside the British borders.
Nah. And they were being guarded by enforcers from House Orion. Whether a job or more than a job, I do not know. But the other thing before you go is we feel like there could be a possibility that Droam might be involved. Some of the transportation of this tint led to Droam at one point.
Interesting.
I don't remember exactly, but I will give him, somewhere a couple of leagues west of the, mountain range. I did a survival check to see roughly where it was on the map. If I remember correctly.
Right. I think with the perception check that you got in the survival check that you did, you assumed it was somewhere near the Great Crag.
Okay, somewhere near the Great Crag.
Will.
Oh, in the process of hunting down Yidril, separate situation, you had a vast spy network throughout your entire organization. So, I would clean house.
We have been made aware that he had infiltrated such circles. It seems that the proliferation happened though mainly around Aether. Several, including Major Boris Yvorsik, and under his command specifically. We are continuing to listen out, but with Yidril dead and his cause hopefully quashed for now, they will stay the line. But worry not. We will find those traitors.
All right, I assume the rest will tell in our story.
Now, 11 and Tindy show up to your rooms. It was a pleasure meeting all of you. Your friend did not come back, but I'm sure Pietro will bring him back in short time.
He's fine. He never gets into trouble. He's a good guy. Definite lie. Definite lie.
On a natural one, for an insight
Foolish
check,
noble.
he says, Karanathi military procedures keeps you online for a while.
Strong sense of duty.
Strong sense of duty.
Law-abiding citizen. Through and through.
Very well.
Law-abiding citizen.
I have matters that I need to attend to, and you have put a lot more onto my docket for the foreseeable future.
I guess not having an operating spy master will do that.
Say again?
I said, I guess having a non-operable spy master will do that. Thank you for your hospitality.
Of course. And Pietro will be by in the morning for the other two deeds. You decide on which land you would like overnight.
All right.
Thank you again, Shining Vanguard. We are lucky to have such allies. He will
Just happy to help.
The large orange guard will turn around, open the door for him, and waiting off to the side and allowing the king to walk by. Etrigani takes her and looks you all over and gives you a slight bow and then walks out behind him. And they are gone.
All right. Mr. Magalai, are you actually here? Okay, cool.
Yeah, the bird.
So,
Well, I guess it is 7 o'clock.
oh yeah. Do you guys want to go ahead and take a break? Yeah, sure. Let's go. As you guys sort of filter out of this room into the banquet hall once more, Bill has a clean glass in his hands, sort of like eyeing inside the room, sort of nudges you back in and does his head towards the bar once more. One for the road.
Hey, barkeep, can I have one of those to go? Or I mean, that bottles are like only half full. You can just give it on over here.
Give me a persuasion check.
Hell yeah!
Let's go. Come on,
Nat
don't fail
20,
me,
nat
dice.
20, nat 20.
18 plus 3, I think.
Yo!
No, it's 1, 19.
It's less than plus 3.
An amicable roll of 15. He'll take the bottle and place it into like a leather, like wine bag sort of deal. Compliments of the king.
I thank you tremendously.
Sort of nods his head. And as you guys walk out of this room, expensive liquor in tow, that's where we'll go ahead and take a break.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for playing with me. We're going to take a quick bio break. Don't go anywhere. Drop a follow if you haven't yet. And we will see you all soon. Much love.
Bye!
And hello, everyone. We are back. It is all the same people that were here for the most part a few minutes ago. So, last we left our heroes were inside of Crownholm, the palace of the king of Karnath, when King Caius Wynarn III, after a feast and a speech by the king, the Shining Vanguard themselves were specifically invited up to the royal parlor where they had a conversation with King Caius himself, who wanted to know a little bit more information, but also to bestow upon, I have a beard hair in my mouth, also wanted to bestow upon some information, excuse me while I do this, because I can't get it out, give them a reward. I can't, it's like right on the edge of my lips. Shut up. Anyways, they were also given a gift for their heroic actions in a tour, a paltry sum, as the king called it, of 3,000 gold each. Make sure you guys, by the way, mark that on each of your inventories. They were individually bagged for each of you and handed out. So there's on your gold. So that was handed out, as well as a couple, three specifically, deeds to land that you have your choice of, one near the ocean side, one near lakeside, and one that is mountaintop. The king has also, as an extension, has invited you to sleep in the villa of this palace with him tonight. As sleeping in an airship is not acceptable on his terms. So an attendee awaits you all after your conversation in the royal parlor, waiting atop the stairs. Gainwin being in this bottom banquet area, I would say that you sort of see stairs that lead up to the parlor on each side. You do see your friends arrive out. And the attendee in front of you guys, Gainwin may not be able to hear them through them, but definitely seeing them. The attendee in front of the rest of the Shining Vanguard will say, I will show you to your rooms now, if you will follow me, please. And he will turn around and start walking down the hallway away from the banquet area.
Yeah, okay.
Great success.
So we are now being led away from Gandalin, who's being led back. Gotcha.
Well, Gainwin probably
down in the
sees,
banquet hall.
Yeah, Gainwin probably sees the group itself if he so chooses to join up. If not, that's on him.
I'm gonna stay here for now.
Okay. This attendee will lead you up stairs, flights of stairs here, eventually leading you to this stone platform that levitates on its own, going up to the top, one of the top floors here. letting out into this villa area. Part of this room, I say room, it is nearly the size of any house that any of you have been in. But part of it is exposed to the sky itself. Still cold, but a garden that is well kept in the middle of this area nonetheless, with rooms that sort of go off in a semicircle onto the opposite side. But it's sort of exposed to the night air or day air out in front of them. It is fairly luxurious. And regardless of being exposed to the winter sky right now, it's not cold in here. It's like room temperature. It's ambient. It's nice. So he leads you. Says all of the rooms are unlocked. All of your amenities should be taken care of, and attendees will be taking care of you about 6:30 for dinner. So, unless there is anything that you need, there is a call button in each of your rooms. You'll press it, and someone will be with you shortly. Is there anything else I can do for you now? Wonderful.
DM,
About
how
faces
big
and
is that?
waves.
How big is that elevator?
It's big enough to fit a group of people. It's probably like 15 by 10 or so. It's like a fairly large stone platform.
Word. Just send it back down to bring a plesiosaur back up.
So, but it's big enough for an entourage of people, which I will say, I forgot a detail actually. So I'll rewind real quick. Off of this stone platform, as you guys are going up, you do see an entourage of gnomes coming off of it. And it's just sort of the brief conversation that you hear. You see a couple of gnomes in what look like regular business attire, some of them, and then some of them dressed in well, it's particular two, not just some, but it's a group about 10 or 15 people, of 10 or 15 gnomes, and two of them specifically have on like white suits that are completely uniform, with a sort of silver pendant on their lapel up here. But as they're coming off of the elevator, you hear one of them, not in the white coat, say, "I'm not sure why we're being removed from the rooms were fine for us." And they're ushered down the hall. Seemingly, these people were kicked out of the villa for your presence.
Wait, hold on. You guys just get kicked out of your rooms and we're up on the 16th floor?
Yes, this is true. If you will come right this way, sir.
No.
No.
They can come with us. It's fine. We can all just room together. We don't have to kick them out. It's okay.
No, kick them out.
You're a fucking asshole.
I'm a major.
Yeah, major asshole. Okay.
We are relocating them to a more proper room for a house service. So if you would, please follow along.
They're house folks. Screw them.
Okay.
Walking away.
I guess. Sorry.
Gone.
My
No,
bad.
sorry.
They walk out. Anyways, you guys are invited up into this villa to unpack, relax, rewind. Rewind? Wind down, rather. Be kind, rewind.
Yes, we time travel.
Yep. So, Tiny Vanguard, what would you like to do for the day?
We're all in separate rooms, correct?
There are
Or-
separate rooms here, and there are enough for all of you, plus some. Correct. For any of you
Probably.
going to look in here, these rooms are fairly large rooms with king-size beds in each, amenities like fresh waters, fruits, bottles of like different types of alcohol, champagne or wine, just ready to go with different champagne flutes and stuff like that. It is nice, and it is clear that this was intended to be made for guests of honor of the king.
About to be a very probably messed up room because Otto's about to start working on his boots since it's gonna take 5 days to work on it.
Okay.
So he will pour himself a flute of champagne, set it down,
Okay.
and begin setting up on like whatever table or desk.
I don't know, man. You've been sniffing a lot of alcohol. I might ask you to make a con save here soon.
He will
Drunk.
he will appropriately lower his cognitive level by 1 point after enough drinks.
I'm pretty sure if you get pulled over, you're gonna fail that breathalyzer.
He'll just turn it back up as soon as he's,
All right. So, Shiny Vanguard, the day is yours. If you'd like to have any conversations or anything, the only thing that I will have planned is for later tonight. So if you have anything in between now and then, the day is yours.
What time is it? You said it's just after lunch.
Yeah, a little bit later in the evening now after all the ceremony and everything. So probably about 4 o'clock. It's
Okay.
later afternoon at this point.
If Gandalf eventually doesn't show back up, I'll go looking for him.
Sure.
This is just what they want to keep us divided, and then they'll attack. They've already got Gandalf potentially.
I'll go with you, Eris says.
I could try and just contact him if you prefer.
It works too.
do 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 do.
That's the message you get inside your head.
Ignore.
do.
Oh, he
You
can't
know.
ignore me. He's not as gifted as me.
Is that
Uh,
is that one word?
No.
It was all like
do.
hyphenated. No, it was all
Six.
hyphenated. So one word.
6 words.
You gotta send messages like you're from the south. Y'all have.
Y'all do.
God of.
Anyway,
Yeah. Shove it together.
Gandalf, no, you are right. We do not know where you are. Do do dee da do do wah wah. Acapella. Done.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm in the banquet hall. Just. Yeah, I'm good.
He's in the banquet hall. He says he's doing fine.
All right.
I'm including all of y'all when I say what do y'all want to do with this day. So eventually the
Sounds
banquet
good.
hall people will filter out completely. Gandalf after a few hours of the grateful to see the king, the capital's cool and everything. Some of them are heading back tonight on the lightning rails. Some of them you'll actually give me just a general investigation check. I want to hear see what you kind of hear about things that have been going on in Korth.
I'm so good at those. It's not negative though, so. 9.
9. So you get the big things that have been going on. One of the biggest things that people are talking about is the fact that one of the lightning rails that dropped off some of the refugees apparently detached the front main car about 1.5 miles outside of Korth, sped through Korth like a fucking demon, and the rest of the passengers just kind of drifted into Korth.
Oh, that was our criminal driver right there, presumably.
And the last thing they saw was this cart was just heading south, just
out there.
out of fucking Korth. Yeah, never even
Yeah,
stopped.
yeah. Good for her, I guess. Freedom.
So that's about the biggest
Hopefully
thing.
she wasn't like a serial killer or anything. That'd be really unfortunate. DM, just generally speaking, just until everybody started to filter out of the banquet hall, I would just stay down there, just kind of as previously, probably just we had been just kept to ourselves, and whoever approached us, I would specifically be kind of intentionally kind of socializing with the people who had fought in a tour, like Yana and all the veterans and everything, just kind of chatting with them in a much more relaxed manner, kind of reminiscing with them over their fallen comrades, drinking to their memories, kind of telling tales of the fallen and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of them come to you for the conversation. They a lot of them find you whenever. God, that was so loud. Just walking through the banquet hall, giving you like claps on the shoulders and salutes and stuff. He said, "I saw your speech. It was something. Why are you not active anymore? You should consider re-enlisting." From a couple of the soldiers.
You know,
So as soon as you stutter, a couple of veterans like clap him on the shoulder and redirect him in a different direction. And just like slide you an ale.
thanks. Yeah.
So
Also, I guess, quick question: do I know exactly how far away this village is? Like, how far?
It's just outside of the city walls. It's not far at
Okay.
all. Like, yeah,
Okay.
it's like, you know, well, you've seen like medieval cities and stuff like that. Korth is a major like metropolis type area with these big walls, but the walls don't necessarily stop the buildings and stuff. There are buildings and small villages on either side, and he specifically said that this was an inn on the northern side of Korth.
Okay.
So
Perfect. That's like, you just said like outside. It was a separate village. So I'm like, is this gonna be like hours away from Korth?
No.
Or,
Like probably no more than like 10 or 15 minutes outside of the walls proper.
Okay. Very cool. Cool.
So
I am gonna grab Erish and Bill and anyone else who wants to come with me, and we're gonna go to some of those wounded people and get them topped up with some magical healing.
just in the banquet hall itself.
Yeah, anyone who seems injured, we'll try to get them healed up.
Okay.
And when I do cast Aura Vitality, it has shifted a little bit to kind of look like a tentacle that is sprouting just kind of like scrubby cliff brush as it kind of moves around from person to person and goes through them. And kind of just seems like a free-flowing entity. Like it comes up out of the ground initially and then just seems to grow, and as it grows, the tail of it just sort of deteriorates until it ends.
Right.
But
so it's been a week since the event, so a lot of the like hit point damage is healed.
Mhm.
I'll say that it's still like it's
people with like broken bones and stuff
Right.
like that to try to get them situated, or folks who might have had like some kind of like internal damage or something like that, some of the major stuff like that, to just make sure that they're not going to have permanent issues.
sort of help
That
them
kind of
along.
deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
easily enough. Erish will do the same, but with less magic and more just medicinal knowledge and help with a healer's kit.
Yeah.
Bill will not help. Bill will most likely, while you're healing people, they will turn around to maybe some empty tankards.
All right, fair enough.
God damn it.
Yep, that's probably what I'm going to focus on. Do I run into Gandalin at all if they're out in the hall?
Y'all set the scene.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be down there.
Then at some point when you're chatting with those guys, you just hear in your head, so what happened?
God, jeez. Corvair, Jesus. Apparently, me being here is bad.
They see it?
Not much beyond that, no. Apparently, my being here may have put a timer on my life.
I think that we don't communicate well, because that seems like a pretty big deal. Did you get threatened, or?
I'm not sure. I don't. This is all telepathic, right?
Yeah, I can
okay.
do the thing to where you can respond to me.
Perfect. It seems it must have something to do with the daughters of Sorkel. Is what it sounds like. He
Oh.
would not step into. He wouldn't get into specifics here within the castle. I'm gonna go meet him outside the walls in whatever the village name is tonight.
Oh,
Hopefully, have an actual discussion involving detail of what the fuck is going on.
do you know the name of this village?
That's a presume he wrote it down, right?
Yeah,
I would have
it is
said.
just part of Korth. Like it
Oh,
is
okay.
not like a separate named entity of itself. Like
Okay, I got you.
like Atlanta's
Like
a metro area. It would
Right,
be like a
right.
neighborhood in North Atlanta sort of deal.
Right, I got you.
There you go. That I'd say this area.
All right, you're gonna be there at 11.
There about you.
All right, let me know when you go, so I can make sure nothing happens to you.
Sure, you think it shouldn't be somebody who can, long range do this?
I feel like it'd probably be better if someone just looks like a bird in the sky.
Okay. That's fine. I'll let you know. That saves me the trouble of coming up there. I don't like being here.
Yeah, I don't like being here either, but it's really soft, and I get tired real easy. So I'm probably going to go take a nap, and then wake up in the middle of the night and go help you do clandestine things.
We're just talking, so I'm sure nothing could possibly go wrong. Nothing else will happen. It'll be fine. Though, considering he said this place isn't safe, depending on how this conversation goes, I might not sleep here.
Right,
It might none of us should. Just as an aside.
I'll let everyone know it might not be safe here.
That is wise.
All right. Well, I'm going to go sleep.
It's like 5 p.m. Old
Yeah.
man.
I died. I'm tired.
Who hasn't? Come on.
I know. I'll have to stop doing it one day. It'll catch up to me.
Probably so.
Power tool sounds intensify.
It's fucking jackhammer noises from inside. What the fuck? I guess everybody's kind of filtering out as everybody's exiting. I know you said some people looked like we're heading back. I'd check in with Yana and see if, you're planning to head back to Ator now, or are you going to be staying in course for a while?
If I do, only probably for a night, maybe two at the most. I don't want to stay here for too long. I'm needed.
Understandable.
There's a lot still left to do. And after talking with some of the officials here, I talked to a General Thorin or something of the sort. I'm going to be bringing back some Korth soldiers as well to help rebuild, so...
They're giving some kind of assistance now, better late than never.
Assistance in manpower and gold, so...
Wonderful. You're important now, so don't... You get to shovel responsibility off on people now, instead of vice versa. It's his benefit. Isn't that how everybody who does has power, and isn't that how they do things? Whatever.
Is that how
Do
you
it,
do things? Mr. Hero?
I have no power.
I
I just fight stuff.
happen to disagree. Not everyone was invited up and to speak with Caius personally.
I almost would rather have not. It was really weird and uncomfortable.
Fair enough.
It was a lovely encounter. You're being melodramatic.
He thinks 3,000 gold is a small amount of money. That's is a large amount. Rich people are strange.
Yes. Yeah. I can agree, but it's all relative, right? You live in a place like this, I think the fucking tables probably cost more than 3,000 gold.
Size up a table. Yeah, it will. Then I'll speak to you before you leave. Good luck.
Yes,
I look forward to seeing Korth over the coming months. Or not Gorth, Ator over the coming months.
Suffered the head injury as well, I see. Holds out a hand to you.
She said over the what?
She said it seems you've suffered a head injury as well with the Korth and Aeters. Like,
Oh, yeah.
she's making a joke.
Yeah. Shake her hand.
Stay safe. Stay well.
You as well. I'm gonna, aside from that, if anybody else wants to do something, I'm just gonna keep talking to NPCs. Apparently, I have a laundry list.
Are there more people around? Are we supposed to have anything to do for eating this afternoon?
The attendee did tell you guys that went up to the villa that he would have dinner served at 6:30 for you all.
Okay.
But other than that, that's completely on you all.
Yeah, I will hunt that person or get someone to tell that person to make sure that when we all eat that there are ample amount of pancakes. Because I know that Kashik has been through a lot. And Artyom doesn't know that might not be a fun food for her anymore.
Gotcha. It's perfect
There
that
you
she
go.
walked away for that.
You're right.
Awesome.
A Southern Carnethi specialty. Absolutely.
Okay. And then I'm going to take a nap. I will inform Erish of my plans, not to what they pertain to, just that it's someone from Gandalwin's past that he needs to speak with. That's as detailed as I'll get with it.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Nope. I was just gonna say, filter. You tell that to the rest of the party that.
No, just Erish.
Oh, just Erish. Okay. All right. So you're going with him?
Yeah, I'll just keep an eye on him in case anything happens. I don't want to get involved. I'll keep my distance. It's a personal thing of his, just in case there are bad things afoot. I'll be there to know.
Right, but you're so hurt. Shouldn't someone else go with him?
I mean, I can, even though I'm hurt, I can still help him out of a sticky situation if the time arises, and I'll be like a bird or a bat or something. I'll be inconspicuous, a fly on the wall.
Maybe literally.
He just gives you like an eyebrow. You know he wants to fight back, but he knows that it will be like fighting a brick wall. Very well.
I'm going to take a nap, so I'll be well rested. If you have like some of that magic hangover coffee or something like that we talked about making at one point, that would be pretty amazing.
Coffee would probably not be very conducive to a nap, but
Oh, I mean after when I wake up, because
I will see what I can do.
You're the
just
best.
doing some crack.
He's just what? He's just like, well, I found some PCP for you, Artyom. Have fun. There's
You're
like a
about
bird
to
just
wake up.
I will say just mechanically there, Ken, that you can't take more than one long rest in a day. So this is merely
just
for
flavorful
RP.
nap.
Yep.
Yeah,
Flavorful
I'm not trying to
naps.
be like, oh, now I don't move at half speed because it took it. No, nothing like that.
Otto is going to take them quite literally about there's a call button, let us know if you need anything.
Mhm.
And at some juncture during his project, he'll be like, it would appear I need additional hands to help me hold things. And he will call up some of the castle servants to help him, like, hold stuff or, like, turn this lever while I do this, that kind of thing.
You will get their assistance for about 15 minutes before someone speaks up and says, "Sir, with all due respect, there are other duties that I must attend to around the castle. I am not just for the villa itself. I will place your tools right here."
I apologize. I was under the impression that we could utilize that service as needed. Have an excellent rest of your day.
You as well. What the fuck?
Call up
Just
Erish
walk away.
afterwards.
You said call up Erish afterwards?
Yeah, after that, he'll be like, Erish, are you free to assist me with a project?
Where's Glop?
Using message, I guess.
Glop is with Erish, with y'all in the area. He said he'd take them, so he did.
Hell yeah.
I actually need to work on something of my own at the moment. If you're just looking for standard basic help, you can give orders to Glop. Glop, please do listen to him. Any basic tasks that I asked of him. Nothing destructive.
Excellent.
Nothing
He will-
destructive.
Otto does not even register the implication there. Of course.
Wonderful. Okay.
That is all.
So, is there anything else anybody wants to do, or are we moving on to tonight?
Intercepting the B team on their way out.
Sure.
I'm gonna keep talking to NPCs till somebody stops me.
Go for it.
Yeah, just on their way out. Basically, I asked them the same question. I'm like, what are your own plans? I know you said that you're going to do your own thing, but then where y'all think you're gonna go?
Well, I don't think we've really made a solid plan yet. We're just gonna kind of go where we're needed, I think. I think we left some things back in the hold, so we may take a detour over there for a little bit of time, but other than that, we'll once we gather those things, we'll just kind of keep our ear to the ground. Maybe gather up some like help needed signs, some contracts of some sort from somewhere.
That sounds a good plan.
Probably. I know that Uncle needs to be made aware, so that'll probably eventually happen. So make our way back to Flame Keep.
Absolutely. I imagine we'll be making our way there at some point. Due to other... I can't remember. Have we discussed with them the stuff about Zoriat at all, or have we only involved them with stuff with Yidril?
The Keeper of the Flame?
No. B team.
Oh. I think it's fairly safe to say that one of you would have given them an earful.
I'm pretty sure I blurted all that stuff out to them in Moonwatch.
Okay. I just couldn't remember.
Right, yeah.
So we'll probably have to be making our way there to discuss with the Flame Keeper things pertaining to the trying to be subtle other threat that we were looking into prior to Yidril's shenanigans.
Other threat.
The one involving tentacles and madness, that one.
Oh, right. Yeah,
There you go.
I can tell my uncle about that, and maybe he can give them a heads up on the conversation at the very least. I'm not sure how that would
If
go,
it
but
is something if they could be more informed before we come to ask them for their help, I guess that couldn't hurt.
sure.
Okay, wonderful. Let's go look at it, Ariel.
Give me a quick insight check.
Insight on.
I'll let you know.
On. Oh, okay. 10.
10.
He rolled a 2.
I rolled a 3, and her bonus isn't going to be high enough when you're talking
This is for
about
Madison.
Yeah. Madison going to Flame Keep. There are nerves right there when y'all are talking about going back, and she's like looking at him, looks back at you when he's talking about going to Flame Keep, and then you see her thinking of a way out of it. So
Okay. Oh man, what's a good? Okay, well, this is wonderful. I am sure that Gorm and the others will like to see you off before you go. Of course, invested in your well-being and your success. I'm just gonna say, because they're exiting, so if I could, Madison, walk with me. I want to ask you a question about that cat, where it came from. Why don't you walk with me for a moment?
I think Ariel scratches his head. It's a stray.
And shut up, Ariel.
They're not going to
Bad
stop you
influence.
from walking away.
You're a bad influence. Don't steal things in Flame Keep. They will cut off your hands.
Hold his hand up.
I hope Madison will follow me.
Yeah, she will.
Okay. So, once we get a bit away, like, yeah, first of all, while that's fucking funny, probably a bad idea about the cat. Stealing the cat, funny, plus robbing her. There is justice in that. Might not have been a good idea, but whatever. Seems like it worked out.
Why wouldn't it be? I got a cat. What's the deal?
I'm talking about all the, like, money and jewelry and things. That stuff.
Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Why are you so full of shit? That is a big thing of tea. Why are you just carrying that around?
I just found it.
Jesus.
Just like the cat and
You're
anything else.
becoming
that
an
I made.
habitual thief. God. But anyway, your problem.
Yes.
Oh, Lord. Have you given any more thought to just coming clean?
Well, if I get to Flame Keep, I'm not going to have a choice.
Mm-hmm. Might be better if the people that, you know, that are supposed to be watching your back know they need to be watching your back. In more ways than one.
Better for who?
All
Think
of you, probably.
If it goes south, what then? If Jeremiah can't accept it. You've sat around people and she like looks at all the soldiers and everything around you right now.
Mhm.
What if you told them that Karnath was the worst country in the world and they're all filled with propaganda and that this is the wrong way to do things? Do you think they would just accept it? Jeremiah,
No, but
don't
I
get
think
me wrong.
I think it's a lot easier to convince someone that maybe things they've been taught are wrong about one person.
That chance is slim, I think. People are cruel. Mindsets are damn near permanent, especially when they come from something like that.
People can be cruel, but they can also be a lot better than you expect. Especially when the chips are down. And if they care about you.
Ultimately, it's a gamble, and I don't know if it's one I'm willing to take. It may just be safer for... Sort of comes to terms with verbalizing something she's thought about but hasn't verbalized yet. If I split off from them. So.
Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that. And do what we can to avoid it. If y'all are going to the holds first, you have a ways to go before you get back to Flamekeep anyway. Especially if you are doing odd jobs along the way. We're probably going to be bouncing around Corvair for a while. Trying to convince all those jackasses to help each other rather than try to kill each other. One month. Month is not a lot of time. But I'll have to see what I can find. Otto apparently is just as smart as his dad. So that probably means he can make it if we can get the resources. Also, he'll probably believe almost anything I tell him, apparently.
Jesus.
Well, that's
So
good.
if that's what has to happen, then that's what we'll do. But like I said, we'll be traveling around. Not everywhere is so adamant about your condition. See if I can find a more permanent or more consistent solution, maybe. So don't do anything rash.
What's that supposed to mean?
Like, just fucking off.
Well, if I can get into Flame Keep undetected, might be able to get into my uncle's old home and maybe find out at least the structure or ingredients of what he gave me. Something more. Maybe a backstock of some sort.
You think there might be something there?
I don't know. It's been a long time.
It's been a while. But it's probably the kind of thing he tried to keep under wraps. Maybe hidden somewhere. I'll try to see if we can get there before you do. And have a look around.
All right.
Okay. In the meantime, just keep thinking about it. Life and death situations tend to have a pretty heavy effect on perspective of those you fought by. Can change a lot.
Let's hope.
Make sure y'all don't leave without telling us. Or at least having a one last chat, just in case, okay?
No. Fuck am I supposed to say yes, sir?
I don't give a shit what you say. Yes, I'll do your best. I'm not your dad. Like, aged me.
You use lotion, maybe that wouldn't happen. Also, your eye
You're
looks like
shit.
shit.
I cut it out. This is a new one. Going out with your friends. Damn it.
You two split ways. Anybody else?
Wake up for food.
Yeah. Food will be brought up to the villa. Just as lush. Lots of different things, like meats, hams, fucking beefs, vegetables, pancakes. It actually an extra heaping portion of pancakes left onto the side, and just like a pyramid of them brought into the maybe not a pyramid, maybe they're not that socially dumb. It's 100% a pyramid. Never mind. 100% a pyramid in the shape of pancakes, like just brought in between all of you guys. But a massive meal. So, all right.
I will point it out to Kaushik. We've got pancakes.
Am I far away? Is it like something he's like motioning across the?
I think he's just being very
No?
intentional about it.
Oh, okay. If I'm close, I'll be like, I see.
Yep, that's it.
Gosh, about to start eating some pancakes.
Okay.
First bite. I'm gonna lean over. I'm nowhere near as good as yours, Irish.
I know. Okay.
But I'm still shoveling them bitches in my face.
Eris gets a plate together, brings it into the room, Artyom, so you can stay laying down for a little bit longer. Does bring in some coffee, but it is just strong coffee. That does not grant any additional benefits, unfortunately. He will say, after closing the door, is there anything I should tell the rest of the group? Is this something that I should inform them of? Or no?
I'll try to get Gandalin to come over a little bit early, and then the three of us can get into a mind link, so you'll know if something happens. And then if something happens, or you don't know anything at the end of that hour, then you can be like, oh, they went off and something happened.
Noted.
We'll be careful.
Please do. Okay. In that case, unless there's anything else, we're going to fast forward till about 10 o'clock where it's time for Ganowin and Artyom to ride out. Does Ganowin ever find his way up into the villa room? No?
Not if he can avoid it.
Sure. You can avoid it. You're just going to be outside of the palace grounds at night, so you can find a tavern or somewhere to wait around.
I'd go get some more hot sausages, you know.
Of course, it's hot sauce.
It's really good. Yeah.
That's the
It's
kind of.
great.
Like,
I mean, it endorsed personally by the king. Like, you don't get better than that. Like,
it's where the after party's at right now. Boris's hot sausages, just smoke billowing out from the awnings right now, and you got a bunch of just Karnathi soldiers standing around here. There's a big grill's like street food spot right now. Lots of hot sausage and sauerkraut being passed around at this moment.
Hell yeah. Place bumping.
You know,
This
Boris's
is the
hot
spot.
sausages catering.
This is the spot. Yeah, I would be staying. I would not be returning to the palace if I can avoid it.
Crowley, can you send Gandalf the message and ask him where the fuck he's at?
Corelli is taking a nap as well.
Koshik, you do me a favor and message Gandalf.
Yes, of course. What do you want me to say?
Just ask him where he's at.
Oh, of course. So I will message Gandwin. Artyom wants to know where you are.
Man, everybody's so needy. I told them hanging out at the Boris's hot sausage cart that's in front of this tavern. It's sick. They're making a killing.
Just fucking,
Alright.
you know, when someone gets on the phone in the bar, you hear that sort of crowd noise filtering in through the message. Gosh.
Through his ears.
Yeah. It's through
Into the
his
brain.
ears and
There's a
into
lot of
his
extra
thoughts.
room in there, man. It's echoey.
Cool.
I'll give that information to Artyom. Sorry.
All right. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Have a good night.
You too.
It's fucking 0% conspicuous.
Great success.
Yeah, me and Erish will take a trip out to a fucking meat wagon.
Taking Eris with you? Okay.
Yeah, because I got to do the ritual.
Is that a euphemism or?
That's after we get
Heyo.
back.
Oh, gotcha.
Heyo.
To the meat wagon. Yeah. You get on the stone elevator, pop down there, walk out of the Crown Home's walls, and you see just a big group. It's like a street party here. You got a tavern on one side that's handing out ales. You got Boris's hot sausages on the other side of the street, and it's just kind of turned into a block party thing right here.
All right.
Bunch of Karnathi soldiers just getting drunk and eating sausage.
Hell yeah. Just like the good old days.
Let's see.
I did say it was a chain. This is Karnath's McDonald's.
23 perception check to find Gandalf.
I'm not hiding.
You said that there was a bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're not like
And I'm not
super tall.
That's it.
With a 23, you'll find him in just a few moments of looking around for
Alright.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, let's wedge my way. Doing the best I can to. I'm fine. I'm all right. It's not a big deal. It's okay if I was. I was only dead for like a day.
That long. Come on. Other people have been dead for like way longer.
Yeah.
Merrick was dead for like days.
Yeah.
And now he's a Birdman. Like, way better.
But yeah, I'll eventually. Hey, gambling.
Oh, right.
Erish is going to be here to be in the mental link with us in case something happens. I'd let them know that you're meeting
That's probably a good idea.
a friend from your past, but that's it.
Friend is probably a strong word.
Okay, well, I was just using less details so that he didn't worry about anything. Where there's not going to be any combat, it's just talking, there's nothing like that's going to happen.
Just- I was creeping up like.
It's just those fucking hard eyes, and then Incantlin's brain. What the fuck? Calm down. Just go with the flow. Just chill. Just don't let Harris worry. Why are you making this?
Do you want him to be like more worried if something does go horribly wrong? Like,
It'll be fine. I just died, and people are very protective.
yeah, that was why I said that maybe somebody else who can do the message thing, but you were very adamant.
Well, I didn't think you wanted a lot of people to know since you are keeping it so secret.
I did try to keep it like to myself for the most part, but I mean, if he's in the link, then we will, you know, if something goes bad, they'll like, hey, get fucking people over here. Crowley can do like he can like move people really far now, right? That's where Azur went.
I
Azur
guess.
just like,
Did he? You said he sent them away. I just
oh,
assumed
that you were still dead then. Yeah, never mind.
You know, I was only
My
dead
bad.
for a day, but you really make it out. And then,
A lot happened. A lot
in that
happened.
moment, I just kind of like look over to Erish, and Erish just probably give me a look like, "You're fucking talking to him in his head, aren't you, motherfucker?"
Oh yeah, I talked to my hand. Well, you're like,
Shit. All right, so
do the damn thing. Jeez.
all right, we'll start the ritual. I won't do anything crazy.
You start the ritual casting. You now have an hour to get up there. Like I said, 20 minute walk from here, probably, or quick walk. You'll probably have to move fairly swiftly to get there that quickly, but assuming you guys want to save as much time as possible, moving from this spot will take you about 20 minutes of the time to get there. But before you leave, and right after you leave the ritual, Erish does lean in and give you both a hug. As he gives you a hug, Ganowin, he says, "He is still weak. Please take care of him."
There's no intent of anything untoward happening. Just talking.
Right. Sees you off, and what are you guys doing?
Actually, as we're getting real quick, like, Erish, to occupy your mind tonight, maybe. Question: you know the candles you made that we were able to send a message back to you?
Yes, correct.
Can you make a candle that will send a message to somebody else?
And let me make sure I understand what you're saying. Can he make a candle that will send a message to someone else that does not have a candle?
Correct.
Essentially, his candles are limited sending stones.
Gotcha. So he has a candle. Okay, I thought it sent just to him specifically, but it sent to him because he had like the other candle.
When he creates them in pairs. So they are.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay, that's perfect. How many pairs of those are you able to make? Question.
I believe that you have all of them, or at least one of you do. I think last time I saw them, they were in Kaushik's bag of holding. If I make more, it would take several hours to do so, and it would unenchant the other ones that you have.
Right. What is your mix?
I can make 3 at a time.
3 sets? 3 pairs?
Correct.
Thank you. Just while I had it on the brain.
Of course.
Shit. Anyway.
I will just let her. 3 pairs. That's actually a lot. I think that's more than Crowley and Kaushik can do. That's impressive.
Are you buttering him up? Make a persuasion check.
Yeah, man, you're so cool, Erish. Yeah, don't be mad at me because I'm doing something stupid.
You know, so it's a natural 20 and a 14, so 15.
You get a slight blush from him. Be safe, both of you, please. He heads back into the castle. What are you two doing?
We are going to the suburbs.
Okay.
I am not walking.
Okay. Are you polymorphing into something?
I am just going to wild shape into a simple
Wild shape is what I
raven.
meant. Sorry.
Yeah.
Raven.
You know.
Also, if it needs to be specified, I have rearmed myself.
Yeah.
In the time since we left the banquet.
Specifically, you guys were never rearmed or never de-armed.
Oh. Wow. Fucking open carry laws in Karnath are great. Hell yeah.
When you are known as heroes of a of a city, it does have some
that's
pull
fair.
with how they treat you.
I don't know. I figured he was just that the king would just be paranoid, but you know, hey, he's vibing. He is like a half giant on his side, so I guess you know he feels pretty good about everything, just in case. Okay, cool. So, well, yeah, I guess that does not need to be specified. Sick.
I'm going to keep things with theme, not a raven. I'll go with the standard tried and true bat.
That.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I'll
He's
be
a very
lazy
tired
and just
bat.
hang out on his shoulder and just not even fly. Yeah, you know, I'll start flying when they get there. It'll be fine.
If anyways,
I don't know what that means.
if bats could have bags under their eyes, this bat would.
Sure they can.
He's like a little fruit bat. You're a cute bat, right? You know, one of the, you know, like a vampire bat. Those things are looking, woo, spooky.
Yeah, you guys go out of the city walls, making your way towards this address that you were given.
I'm gonna get fucking kidnapped.
You guys walk out, and it is the address leads you to a small tavern. Like I said, 10 minutes outside of the city walls proper, and it is a very just unassuming place. This place isn't very rich or affluent or anything. It is just near the city of Korth. So snow on the ground. It is now completely dark at this point, being almost 11 o'clock as you show up. You will show up first. You
Cool.
make your way outside of this address, confirm it's the right place. It's a small sort of tavern deal. You see like maybe 4 tables in here, and there's like 2 patrons in here max. One of which looks fairly sleepy and just sort of swirling a mug of something, and then the barkeep himself.
Sick. I'll just come in and just to not look weird, I'll just order a mug of ale and have him take it to a table.
Mug of ale, I can do that.
Yeah,
Course.
appreciate it.
Of course. Got to be 5 copper.
Boop. I will pay the man because I am not completely broke anymore.
Where is RTM posting up outside of here?
I'll just kind of do a flappy circuit, maybe 20 feet in the air above the establishment.
Okay. So just sort of flittering around. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Sure. I can actually straight roll those now. Oh, fuck yeah. 29.
29. Okay. You see someone who's riding a horse, this horse out of the city gates, or at least from that direction, and in a like deep black hood and cowl, just trying to make sure they are completely covered up, doing a fairly good job at staying in side streets and staying hidden. But nonetheless, you pick up on it with your bad senses. You see this person coming up to the establishment and walking in. Spotting you fairly quickly there, Gandalin takes his hood back. You do see Pietro there, and shaky hand just sort of raises it towards the barkeep and just says, "Whatever he is having, please." Barkeep does the same exchange. I need to know what it is you know.
What it is I know. Well, before you go, and I'm gonna mime like how he covered my mouth. How specific do you want me to get?
We should be fine here. He's looking around. Where are you followed?
Not to my knowledge, and usually pretty good at spotting that kind of thing, so odds are good. I have not been back in the palace since we spoke, so.
Pretty well.
So, what I know, what I thought for a long time was that some highwaymen fell upon our caravan, slaughtered my parents, and I hid by happenstance, and made my way to a tour somehow. It's always very hazy. What I know now is that the daughters wanted my parents dead for reasons I am not quite sure of. And after they were killed, that their souls appeared to be trapped in some kind of alternate plane area. I don't know, they're not quite dead, but they're trapped in the moment of their death, or moments prior to, in the place that is controlled by the daughters, it seems.
And how did you come into this information?
Well, as you might imagine. Well, as you might not imagine, I don't know what you know happened after you just left me in a tour, actually. I want to know that first. What do you know of my life that made you think I was dead? Or hoped I was dead, I suppose.
You have it wrong. I did not hope you were dead. I specifically did not look into after I dropped you off with Seeker, Valentina. I never went looking for you again.
I see.
Never wanted to draw their eyes to you again.
Well,
if you did not exist, it was the best thing for you.
I see. Well, I spent 4 years on the streets of Aitor before enlisting in the military, enlisting with the army. I spent the 4 years after that fighting in what remained of the last war. Or at the time, we didn't know it would be the end, but that's how it fell out. I was unhappy with how it fell out, with how quickly the sacrifices of my comrades were thrown under the wayside for the safety of those who had previously been perfectly happy to sacrifice us. And I decided I wanted to see if I could find a way to bring them back. And you've heard fairy tales, and there's grains of truth in those sometimes. I met someone who thought that they could be able to do it, and they were willing to perform this boon for me due to myself and my companions doing much for them. But they had the vision that it would not succeed, that there was something stopping that would make the ritual fail. So I had to find what curse could be played upon my parents, which led, I found a mirror that would said that it could be used to communicate with the dead. And so I used it. And that is how I found them trapped in some hellscape of the making of the daughters.
I told your father not to cross them. I begged and pleaded that he did not.
In what way could my father have possibly crossed in people that powerful?
Your father was young. My family took him in. We were told his family was wiped out by plague or something of the sort, but 40 years old, he found his way along with me. All intents and purposes, me and Bestian grew up as brothers. We grew older. My family is one of some import around the city, at least the name's known, but Bestian grew up near people of influence. Your father was noticeable. Your father was he was kind, and he stood up for justice. When King Jaren died, and his niece took over, Queen Regent Morana, she was desperate for allies. Karnath's borders were being invaded. City walls were falling. Borders were collapsing on us on all sides. We had to find some sort of allied position. She made the deal. An alliance. And she let the leaders of Droam set that deal, the price of it. For one reason or another, that price was your father's hand in marriage. Except for your father had already met Gwendolyn. He wouldn't listen to me. I told him to find some other way. Your father may be surprising to you, but was a stubborn man above all, and did things his way, no matter what. I loved your father like blood. I dropped you off at Aether because the next kindest thing I could have done for you would be to kill you myself. If you are the son of Bestian Vryn, I would not claim it. I wouldn't go around saying it.
You said the castle walls are still not safe. Why?
I cannot
The
believe
deal was not completed, right?
No.
Or did they change it?
It gives you level eyes. After your father fled, weeks after maybe, wouldn't you know that the bastard son of King Jaren happened to find a way into the spotlight? Confirmed records of his birth, witnesses, people that claimed they could justify it. They could defend it. And they did. And convinced a lot of people very quickly.
So you say the daughters found him.
I cannot be sure. I don't know.
Where did the queen come from?
At Regani,
Correct.
a house somewhere in central Karnath, as far as I know.
You ever met anyone from this house before?
Of Weirdum? No,
Mhm.
not that I am aware of.
Ever had any prominence before her marriage to Caius? Their house, I mean.
As far as I know, they gave financial support to the war, or at least that's what I've heard. I never looked up the histories on them.
I see. So they wished to have someone of prominence. And when they couldn't get someone that was there legitimately, they made the biggest one, the king.
It would be the case, and it fit. King Jaren did have a bastard somewhere. He had 2 legitimate daughters with his wife. And this is where things that I cannot prove come into play. And you need to make a decision on something.
And what's that?
You can disappear. Stay with your friends. Continue being anonymous for the majority of the part, or you embrace this and you fight and you probably die. I can only tell you what I know.
What you know is appreciated. But my parents don't deserve what they've been dealt. I will free them or probably be trapped with them. I have no intention of leaving them there. But duty takes precedence for now. Bad things are coming. And if you have any sway over the king, legitimate or otherwise, though he may be, use it if you can to keep steering him towards cooperation. With us, with the other nations, all of it. And hopefully, this news makes it to them as well. They stand nothing to gain from Corvair being taken over by madness either. And if they do, they are fools. And that will hopefully make them easier to deal with later.
My position, I am merely a concierge of the castle of Crownholm proper. I am not an advisor. My words will fall on deaf ears of the king.
Very well.
I will say, he is king for a reason. And as he will play whatever game he needs to for as long as he needs to, as far as I know, to maintain that.
There's got to be a nation for you to be king of. As long as he doesn't forget that, hopefully he will be amenable to the cause.
Let me ask you, or at least give some comparable advice that I find appropriate. You find yourself running at certain doom on this mission for your parents. Do you not think that other people are just as stubborn for power? they will see everything plunged into oblivion before they let the last piece of gold slip through their fingers. And that is the nature of the world.
Well,
Can I get a perception check from you, Artyom?
You got it, boss. Yeah. 30 with a natural 20.
Nice.
hell yeah.
You see another figure approaching. It's late at night, so people approaching town is just like out of place. So you do see another figure approaching at this point, large and on horseback, no cloak, well, not like something covering their head, but like something over their shoulders. And you see just a large person on horseback riding up. As they get closer to the bar and a little bit closer for you to see, they are heading towards this tavern. They hop off, and you see a not large as in the category size, but tall and broad in black full plate armor with a beard that just sort of manes out on the sides, and a pure white beard on each side, a helm that covers most of the face. The steed with a natural 20, I'm going to say, has an odd appearance to it. Would be most of the time, I would say maybe it's probably the way the echolocation from the bat sort of bounces back to you. Doesn't come back as maybe like as solid as a normal steed would. Maybe like some of the echo goes through in some spots, nearly spectral.
I have Phantom Steed as a ritual. Would I recognize it?
Yeah, I'll say with a natural 20, you can recognize what a Phantom Steed is. Yeah. You see this figure. He's got a cloak, but you see again with natural 20, he does have weapons on him, and on the side of his horse, which he does not take off, you see a large lance as well.
Yeah. Oh,
Go ahead.
I was just saying I would give Gandalin a play-by-play as soon as I noticed this guy. Just kind of like increasingly like, hey, there's the big guy coming. Oh, he's a really big guy. He's armored up too. Hell, he's got a lot of weapons. Just like, he's coming into this place.
At kind of getting that,
The door
I'll
opens
just say,
to the
like,
tavern.
as I'm getting those, I'll just kind of to God damn it, to Pietro. Perhaps you should take a different job. Looks like you were followed. If there's a back door, take it up. Go now.
You're getting ready to give him this warning. The door is open, and this guy's walking inside.
I don't know what's going on. I am gonna message this individual in his head and say, "What's up?"
Answer now my riddles 3 before you enter this establishment.
I'll
I know,
say
it's just
the ones you're looking for are in the basement passage that leads to them fleeing across the street. They've already been alerted to your presence. And that's
sorry. I need to look up some things.
I just don't know if that'll give him like a quick pause, if that'll generate aggro, if this guy is just like, fuck man, I'm just a mercenary coming home. What the fuck thing's knocking through my head? Who knows?
Why does your beard match the guy in red armor? That's such a quick dye job.
Technically speaking, I have no clue what color any of his shit is.
Oh yeah, that's true. The beard's the same shape.
Are you colorblind?
It's the guy.
I'm using echolocation.
He's a
I'm
bat.
blind.
Oh, from
Yeah.
home.
Yeah. So that's a good point, actually.
Oh.
Okay. You don't get a response from this fella. I see that you say this to Pietro.
I say this to Pietro, and I'm not gonna wait for his response. I immediately kind of stand up and walk towards the bar.
You go towards the bar, like towards the
Correct.
barkeep. Okay.
Yep.
Like away from the door.
I will. I'm. My hope is that this guy will see me and not Pietro.
Okay. I'm gonna give Pietro a stealth check. I want you to give me. You're trying to sort of be the forefront of attention here.
Yep.
I want you to give
If it helps, I'll kind of, as I'm walking, I'll kind of affect maybe a little bit of a stumble with mug in hand, and just, man, you're fucking big, aren't you?
give me a performance check.
It's really nice.
I'm gonna give Pietro a stealth check.
Whew. Dice tray, roll good. That is cocked, fortunately. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. Well, you know what? I'll give Pietro. I'll give it Pietro advantage for a dirty 20. He's gonna need it.
Oh no, I don't like that look.
Pietro's not a rogue, but he does get
I
behind
figured.
the bar, and you hear some, he just gets behind there, and it's mostly the bartender that nearly gives him, he says, what the hell? And then you say this to this guy who just sort of looks at you, and then just walks to a table and sits down and just waits.
Okay. Is Pietro able to move from, or is he just trapped behind the bar right now?
He is currently trapped behind the bar, and while your attention is drawn away, we have a scene of Pietro just doing this to the bartender, trying to convince him not to say anything. He does better on this.
He's got a good charisma, right? Charismatic as a concierge.
He's okay. His mostly just a better die roll.
I feel that. I feel that on my 19 for my dirty 20 on that performance. It's a struggle. Okay, shit. So dude just sat down. He's just hanging out.
Just looks at
Fuck.
the bar for a moment, sort of slowly turns his head. This guy is approaching 7 feet. Just looks around, pulls out a chair. When he sits down, you just hear the creaking of the fucking chair. Yeah.
Chair's working hard.
That's a big dude.
Sits there, puts his hands on the table, and just sits.
All right, I am going to into the mental link. RTM, if you can, please find a way to get Pietro out of here. He is currently hiding behind the bar. That guy does not look friendly.
I'm gonna give you a luck check here. I know you said for Pietro to look for a back way out of here, which this place is a small bar, and we're gonna see if it has one for him to leave out of. So, Ganwin, high low.
Always high, baby.
Hey.
Don't blaspheme in my dice church.
74.
Dab on him.
Pietro's gonna try to sneak out the back. Is there anything else the rest of you are doing?
I've told RTM that to help Pietro get out of here and where he is currently located.
Sure.
It's just so you're letting me know he's going out the
Yeah,
back.
that's what. Yeah, that's what I told him to look for a back entrance. He's currently behind. I assume that his stealth wasn't greater than my passive, so I can see him. Okay.
Yeah, well, you hear him mostly as his shoulders catch on some bottles and stuff.
He should be looking for a way out. He's not being quiet about it.
Okay.
Right? I will be exiting as soon as you say that y'all are a safe distance away, and I'm gonna step over. I'm gonna get a refill of my ale, and I'm gonna go sit at the table with the Dune armor.
Does he make it out of the back?
He's making his way slow. I've rolled 4, 6, and 8 for this guy so far on stealth checks, so he's not doing wonderful.
Please, Pietro, I'm trying
I'm gonna
to save your life.
I'm gonna say this, Gandalf, there is no way that this being does not know that Pietro is behind that bar at the moment. As you sort of glance back and you see the bartender like trying to give Pietro room to crawl by with these checks.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
well,
But he is
I'm
not
just
currently moving. He is just sitting
not-
there.
okay.
You
Like I
see,
said, I'll just take my. I'll continue my nonsense, and I'm just gonna. I'll like I said, refill, step over, sit down at the table with him.
Just a clarification on that perception check that I had a natural 20 on. Does this character's build seem like it is similar to that of the bodyguard of the king, or does it seem more bulky or brutish, I guess you could say? Does this seem like we're dealing with someone that might be a person that I noticed earlier today in the capital, or an agent of Droam? Like an ogre or a troll or something, like one of the Black Knights type kind of thing.
yeah, no, not an ogre or a troll. With that role, this is very much human and very similar to the type of guard that you saw earlier today.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to position myself outside of the back door for waiting for that guy to get through.
Yeah.
As a drunk, not as a drunk, but as an Artyom.
So you're gonna drop bat form.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. After getting past the bartender, Pietro goes silent back there, Gano, when you no longer hear the bottles clinking or anything.
Thank God.
You may hear like the silent opening of the door back there, but not quite as high as your passive perception.
23.
Yeah, not quite
That's
as high. I'm looking at the other. This guy's passive
Gotcha.
perception. And the figure is completely unreacting to this, but eventually, RTM, if you're standing right there at the door, Pietro gives out a small scream and like, afternoon, sir. Just
And I'll say in his head, I'm here to fucking rescue you, okay? Just don't resist.
I didn't recognize you. Okay, my horse is out front.
I'm gonna cast polymorph on him.
Oh shit. Okay.
Please do not resist.
Yeah, don't resist. And I am going to polymorph him into a happy little bird.
Okay. Tweedledoo. He doesn't resist it. He starts
Thank God.
tweedling away.
He's just watch him go.
You're just gonna let him go as a bird into the night?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
fucking get out of here, homie. You just fly away.
He has a bird intelligence now,
Correct.
man.
For the next hour.
Right, but he still has the concept of I'm in danger. I'm trying to flee this place. I
Oh,
assume he
yeah,
will just
yeah.
fucking go.
Yep, that's why I'm gonna give him an intelligence check, which I believe birds have an intelligence modifier of -2 or -3. Okay, all right. He flies toward the
Let's go.
city.
Let's go. Good
Let's
job.
He flies.
I
towards the
will
city.
tell him.
Flies into the sun.
I will tell him mentally, because he does understand the language that I can speak because of my special feat. Like, go to the city, go to the place that you believe your home is. Hey,
This entire time, I've been just rambling at this guy.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, that armor's like that armor and your sword is really nice. Are you a mercenary? You work for like are you part of like a mercenary company, or are you by yourself? You must be very expensive. Like who are you usually, who employs you? Or were you a soldier? I'm just like fucking I'm trying to be as annoying as possible to like
Gano, and the longer you spend in the sort of vicinity around this guy, And as you're talking, even, and you're keeping the facade up of just trying to keep his attention and everything, he doesn't budge, doesn't go to chase, doesn't go to move. He sits there, and you're not even sure if he's looking at you, but he is just sitting there. And the longer you see, what's up?
Oh shit! While we're sitting here.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of as I'm noticing, just like unmoving, not speaking, doesn't seem to even be acknowledging all my stuff. I want to burn a first level spell slot to use Primeval Awareness.
Okay.
And see if there's a Fey Fiend or Undead within 1 mile of me.
There is a Fey presence immediately in front of you.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm waiting to hear that Pietro is safe and sound. So I'm still sitting there just going.
I turned him into a bird. He's flying back to the city right now.
You're talking, just spouting out at the mouth, and as you're sitting here, your stomach is just starting to curl, and you feel just like an unnatural cold almost as you do this. It feels wrong.
Awesome. That's cool.
Are you
well,
good, Gandalin?
Yep.
Do you need help in there?
Yep. Yeah, this is that's Fey of some kind. I don't know what he is. And then I'm just gonna kind of sit there, stop talking for a second, just kind of stare at him. Down the rest of my ale.
Get on your horse out front.
You kind of fucking suck in this conversation. And hey man, like look at the bar. Your ale may be a bit off. I'm gonna go and turn it up and walk out.
You feel a vice grip.
Oh shit!
Of a grip around your wrist and into your palm. Piece of paper.
Now you're feeling chatty.
I don't think he is.
He stands
It's
up.
gonna explode
from
again.
his
The window
chair.
and open.
It is. If I get blown up again.
He stands up from his chair. You hear the wood just creaking as he starts towering above you. And as you're looking up at this guy, you're starting to notice that there are just scars everywhere on whatever, like the white exposed skin that he has. Very pale. Also scars that you see just below the eyes of the helm that you can see. The eyes are just black. And as he stands up, barely acknowledging you, sidesteps you, walks out of the bar. And as you look down at the paper to read it, that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Fuck!
Right.
I know that. I know that DM move. He's like, shit, now I gotta go find out what's on that note. Let me go ahead and
So.
Hey.
Fudge.
Mission
muffins.
accomplished?
Not that nobody fought anything. He didn't die. I didn't die yet. You didn't die again. Looking good.
You unfold the note, you're already dead.
And then
Just
your head gets
explode.
lopped off. That's how we're starting next session.
That'd be wild.
So we'll talk.
Oh. Oh. Oh
So-
no. Okay.
Oh no.
Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for playing with me. I had a blast as always. We are Hard Knock Dice. We stream every Wednesday and Saturday. On Wednesdays, we do Blood and Silver, DM'd by our wonderful Otto / at Tyler Chase Games. So go check them out. Go check out all these guys on Twitter. Go check out us on Twitch. Give us a follow if you haven't yet. Go check out YouTube. All of our videos are loaded up there. So go check it out. We have lots of dope things. Yeah, we are gonna raid somebody for some I can't multitask. Where the fuck? We're gonna raid somebody in the TTRPG community. We're gonna see what happens here. Let's see. Oh, not a lot of people streaming. We're gonna raid Critical Bard. But while we do that, make sure you drop a follow if you haven't yet. If I can get an !charity in the chat, please. We're raising money with Extra Life. Go be a hero. Save some kids. We're raising money with the for the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. So go check them out. And I forgot to press start raid. So we're gonna go ahead and press raid on those guys. And yeah, Anything else?
Check our Twitter to vote for my next character.
Follow us on
Apparently.
Twitter and TikTok, and nothing
Facebook.
else. And nothing else.
Facebook.
And nothing else. Bye, guys. Much love.
Facebook.
SoundCloud.
Only farmers.
Farmers only.
Whatever.
It is only